Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Tuttle Daily Podcast. This is a great deal. I was supposed to be live, but like with everything in my life, it is just being held together like a house of cards. So joining me today is Daniel and Tom. I know I got it backwards, and the always
no, you're fine. You're freaking out. No, you're freaking out.
You're telling you're fine.
You said
it's Daniel and Thomas.
Yeah, I'm fine.
You freaked out. You said this is a wonderful deal, and then you didn't know what to say. And it's not a wonderful deal. It's a horrible deal. You're freaking out.
Because you know how listeners are. They're going to bust my balls for it not being live. And
why? No, they're not. They don't.
Well,
tell them to fuck off. It's not live.
How many people actually watch it live?
Yeah, it's free. So what?
Guess what? Super Chat is where I make most of my money. I'm sorry, I ain't got big fancy sponsors like Tom and Dan do.
Wow, now Sam. Good job, Sam. Sam's never had
that was a legitimate question because we don't get that many people watch us live either.
No,
usually people listen to the actual podcast.
They do it on demand. Sam's in the crosshairs. I like Sam in the crosshairs. That's it. You know what?
I stayed out of it. I just tried to figure out how to.
I'm gonna do what Sam.
I don't know. You were asking questions before we started recording.
I'm gonna do what Sam does when this stuff happens. I'm gonna put my hands up and say I didn't say nothing.
Well,
you wanted to be honest the whole time. I know that you guys were recording like some Halloween bit or something. I'm sure the whole time you're in the car, you're like, fuck, why do we got to go and do this goddamn nerds podcast?
Oh my God, that's like exactly.
I was going to say, I like that you think that they even remembered they were doing this until right before we got back.
I know.
I thought this was an ACT thing.
Ew! Did you see that? It went.
Yeah, it got sticky and it came out and then it whipped back in because you got jaw whip.
Sorry.
Whoa.
It's frothy.
Today,
today
is my 500th podcast, and I wanted to
Congratulations.
see. Because thank you very much, Sam. I really do appreciate that.
Just
I'm
saying
sorry
that so
that
you
I
don't
snapped
kill her.
at you earlier, but I'm just on edge. That's it. I'm sorry. Don't screw with me. When you're on 3 hours worth of sleep and you took a double stack Adderall before the show, just so you can make it through everything.
Oh my God, the Wendy's Adderall.
I'm on 60 right now.
60?
Oh, too much.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No, I chased it with a couple of bong rips, and I'm good to go now.
Bung rips. Is that where you rip your bung?
It gets me. It gets me down there, right down there near my bung hole. Lyndon B. Johnson.
It would be like you to come on my show and try to just embarrass me and poke me in the chest.
It would be just like you.
I'm not doing nothing.
You
All right.
goddamn.
So, I got fired in 2010, and it seems like ages ago now, but I had a...
Hold on, from where?
I was like, that's 11 years ago.
What place are you talking about?
Yeah.
Well,
you have to specify.
This was on Facebook right after I got fired. Do you remember? I went back. It was like I cried like a little bitch at Daniel's old house. Tom he hates uncomfortableness. Like he doesn't know what to say to me. And Daniel, he's like talking.
Hold on, I was there?
Yes, you were there.
And you were crying in front of me?
Yeah. But it's either Tom or Dan wrote this message on Facebook, and I want to see if you can guess.
Well, I mean, no, instantly. If it's more than 2 words, it's me. But chances are it's me.
Okay, here we go. All right. Clear channel fire Tuttle yesterday. I honestly don't understand it. He is my friend, and he knew more about radio industry than anyone I know. He has worked in radio for 12 plus years. I'm not sure how to help him, but I'm sure if anyone could support his tanning place, thinks that's a big sore spot. Still paying off all the credit on that one.
God, yeah.
Place by recommended it to a friend or going there. I'm sure that it could help him and his wife. Great reminder, I'm not married anymore.
Whoa.
It's called Golden Tan in Maitland. Who wrote it? Tom or Dan?
That's Tom. I didn't write that.
Tom doesn't even remember it.
No.
Hold on.
That was during his heavy drinking days before he found the joys of White Claw.
It sounds like
it's
a
like
good
you.
deed I would do.
Who is it?
It's definitely you.
I'm going to guess that it is me because now that you're reading that back, I remember when
Crystal wrote that the just grammar was way too good.
No.
Also, you can't show emotion, so you go strictly to business things. So you're like, I can't say I love him, so can you help his tanning business? Because business is my love.
Well, that's because...
Yeah, that's you. That's all you.
Because I need a reason. Like, everything has to have a reason in my life.
What about just being a friend?
Give him something to believe in. He's a regular Brett Michaels over here.
No, I'm just saying, if I just said, like, hey, this happened, I feel bad, and just put that out there, I'm like, well, what is that? I need people to, like... help you in some way.
You want a call to action.
Call to action.
CTA, bitch.
So that's, if something bad happens, just saying like, hey, I feel bad. I'm sorry this happened.
Thoughts
I feel
and
like
prayers.
Like thoughts and prayers is nothing to me. Like, what is that? How does that help you make money or like go on? Or like, for me, it's like, all right, well, help his tanning business.
You know,
like,
the only place I ever tanned fully nude, the only place I ever tanned fully nude was Tuttle's tanning place.
Nice.
And I got to tell you, your sweat did not stink. There would be sometimes where Italian people would come in and you could tell they were eating a lot of garlic. And you would go in there and you would like mop up the sweat and it just would be like, oh my God. How much garlic? Did he eat like 4 bulbs before he came in here?
It feels good being in that little toaster. You know, like you're in there. I'm not a tanner. I've done it
sniff
before.
The beds on hot girls. So.
I've done it before, but I there is something nice about laying in there. It's weird. I like things that I'm a big fan of. I know they don't do anything, the lasers that people get shot at them, but I'm a big fan of them. They're relaxing. I'll give them that.
Seems like it should be hotter in a tanning bed, but it isn't, which is always surprising.
You gotta crank it up.
45 minutes, weren't you, for a bit on the show? I think you were in there for like
Did
45
you burn
minutes.
yourself?
Could have gotten us in trouble with the health department, but we didn't care.
Well, I was a notary at the time, which is kind of a big deal. And I actually notarized you getting those illegal tanning beds that you'd had them shipped in from like
Honduras.
Yeah, Honduras.
See if we could send Daniel to jail for that.
No, it's been longer than 7 years. I'm
not talking.
Come get me.
I would do.
Put my Roger Stone glasses on. Come get me, motherfuckers. I don't even care.
I would do time before I would rat Daniel out because it's that Volusia County connection.
I appreciate that. As
well, his stamp is there. I'm just saying.
I still have my stamp. I still use it. I notarize everything, and it says like 2003.
So I want to get into where were you guys at your 500th show? I hope not still doing it in the car.
Well, you brought this up to me and you said, I kind of want to contrast and compare where we were, with I'm guessing a mediocre time with Tom and Dan. I don't believe we had, remember, we were a weekly show. You're a daily show.
Yeah, we haven't got to 500 yet. Now we've done more than 500 ACTs.
Yeah, so you do three shows a day, don't you?
Yeah,
we have.
Last week was 643.
No,
yeah. We've done it, but we've done it via weekly. The fact that you got that wrong is insane. It's insane to me. You didn't know we've done 500 shows.
I started thinking. I was like, have we? Yeah, you're right. That's it. I mean,
we've done thousands of shows, but AMT is weekly, ACT is daily, and then BDM shows are whenever we want. So the weird thing is I don't really know how to answer your question perfectly, but I'll try.
Or Baldwin Park, or no, I
think it was only a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I'll try. We were at this location,
but I don't think we made a big deal out of it. And
December 14th, 2018.
Okay, it's weird. Like me and Daniel don't really. Like for whatever reason, we always have shied away from looking at like a particular big like number show, like 100th show, 500th show, or whatever it is.
Usually I forget about it.
Didn't I do an anniversary show for you one time where I showed up to it?
We did a party. We're good at that because that is like, celebrating. We can throw parties, but for whatever reason, like we don't want to put the pressure on. Like, hey, just like we're gonna do our 500th show. Like it's gonna be all out.
We're not good when we ever do that. We just tried to do that downtown with ghost stories. We couldn't even get a goddamn ghost story. You know what I mean? Like we're bad at planning shows. Like Howard Stern was the quintessential best at doing. Like it's like Howard's birthday show. He would have a cavalcade of stars, all the stories, all the video, all the extra content, all the sound bites you need. We're not good at that, and I don't know why we're not good at that.
Well, when you have an army of people working for you to set those things up, it's easier.
We do run out of due diligence. We run out of bodies. We run out of hands.
And also, it's always, and we were just talking about this today, that Daniel and I do it too, to Daniel, we constantly remind ourselves, like, all right, we're going to have to do another one tomorrow. Like, because it just keeps on going.
You did that for me Friday.
It's all throwaway. I mean, we are like in the only business where at the end of the day, when we walk out the door, we don't really have anything to look at or show for. When I was an iron worker, I could see what we put up that day. And then the next day, it's just you got to go back in.
That's a horrible example, and you'll understand what I mean by this, because you just outlined something that is so tangible, and it's also big. It can be big, and it's also like manly. So the comparison there is bad because you're always going to feel like what you're doing in audio land is nothing compared to like iron worker. You know what I mean? Or like train conductor or something that's so big and steel and... You know what I mean?
Well,
we
don't
get any of that.
When you used to work as a welder, Tuttle, like you would have a particular job that day. Like what would be a standard welder's job?
I thought I was hosting this show today. Why is the interviewee asking the questions?
I think he forgot we were doing
He did what he does at parties.
Hold on, what number shows is
He did what he does.
Ours?
This is what Crystal gets mad at you for doing at parties, right? You start interviewing like you're just
I'm sorry, I'll sit back.
Do you want me to be honest? All right. So when I first started, I was the bolt bitch. I was the bolt bitch. I know I shouldn't say that, but I was the bolt bitch.
What's the bolt
bitch? And they would bring you these like 40-gallon drums full of. They would be the bolts. Then you'd have the washer and the nuts, and then you would just make bolts all day for the iron workers because they needed to be completed for you to be able to throw them up to them or then them be able to put them in their bag. So I would get through one bucket, and guess what? Another bucket would come in. So no matter how fast I made bolts, there was always going to be a new 40-gallon drum.
Right, so you slow down. This is my dream job, by the way, making bolts.
How do you make bolts?
Well, you take the bolt, then you take the washer, put the washer on the bolt, and then you put the nut on the end of it and just, get it where it sticks.
So that way they have
it's easier for them.
Okay, gotcha. So you're just assembling the washer and nut, so they have them all.
It's amazing that all of this stuff is exactly like Legos, but like really important Legos.
It's also kind of a waste of time for you because if you're trying to learn how to weld, how does that? I know everything's about paying your dues and shit, but it's like you're not learning.
Did you get to
anything.
go on the air? Did you get to go on the air as soon as you did? Well, maybe day one because you were the golden child as soon as you came.
He kind of did get to go on the air day one. I will say, look, there are a lot of things.
He never paid his dues, Tuttle. He never paid them.
He never paid dues.
No, he did. He paid his dues in stunts, but he got on the air because of that bear suit, and he got on fast.
But I worked for a year unpaid.
He was hot.
40 hours a week, basically.
That bear suit made you the hottest girl on the team. Like, when we saw you, we're like, that bear suit can do no wrong. Get that guy on the air.
I did a year of unpaid internship.
Just a year?
Yeah. That's a lot. I don't think that even exists anymore.
I worked 6 years for you guys for free.
But it wasn't daily. It's not like you're in here Monday through Saturday busting your ass.
That's true.
It's like if it's 1 day a week, I feel like you know what? We should have done
the
7. Should have done 7 years. You'd be properly trained, but 6 is fine.
On the recorded show that I put out today, I had Soul Brother Kevin on for about an hour and 20 minutes, and we were talking about how we always got sent out when he first started Man on the Street. And the host of the show at the time was rolling pretty hard when it comes to the money, if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I thought you meant on ecstasy, and he was putting potatoes in his ass.
Maybe that too. Who knows?
I heard a story where this guy got high on ecstasy, put a potato in his ass.
Come on.
He would hand us $100 bill and was like, "Oh, just bring the change back," and he would always forget about it. And that's the only way me and SBK survived in the early 2000s.
He's trying to do that to me when I'd hand you like something smaller, like a 5, and I'd be like, "Yo, son, I'm gonna need those, the coins."
And Jimmy always gave exact change. He was always like, and I want a receipt.
Jimmy's that guy that when he's buying something, he gives you exact change, but he gives you in a different denomination so he can get a nickel back.
What's the most money you ever made in radio, Tuttle? Like at the height of your radio career?
Well, because I was going to ask you that, Tom. I wanted to know what you were making whenever you left Real Radio.
I'll tell you.
My base salary is $56,000.
Okay, my biggest one was, I was working over in Tampa, and Jack called me. He was a program director, because I'd been over in Tampa for like 4 or 5 years, and they had offered me $25,000 to come and produce the morning show. And I said no.
25,000.
I said no. And then they came back and they gave me 35 plus ratings bonuses. So if we were number one, I would have gotten $5,000, and then, you know, it would have been a scale thing.
Rating bonuses are pretty awesome.
It's not awesome when you see what Uncle Sam takes out.
No, but I mean, like, just as they are, it really is radio's version of, like, getting money back from the government, you know, like a tax refund.
Yeah.
It's a nothing money, and no matter what, I don't care if they're BS, they're real, whatever, I always looked forward to them. I didn't get them my last, like, 5 to maybe even 10 years of radio, but I was a big fan of the ratings bonus.
It seems
like...
What
were you making?
Who, me?
Yeah.
When I left Clear Channel, my base salary...
I'm going to slip my wrist when I hear this number, probably.
Don't
my base salary is $33,000.
Ratings, bonuses?
And then, but I made $35,000 on top of that in commercials and promos and stuff.
He was busting his ass.
I made more in live reads and... like appearances, all that stuff that I did in my base salary.
Your live reads were the best out of any broadcaster ever to be at Real Radio, by the way. Your live reads were just the best.
Well, I mean, you could say that. I don't know if that's real or not, but what I will say is at one point in time, and this is a fact, at one point in time, you had the most live reads of any person on the air. That's a fact.
I'll just take whatever.
But you had it. Like, there were other people that even were like, well, why is this guy? You took everything. You had... like a car, you had like a dive thing for Caradonna, you had like food, you had a cakester.
And while you're doing those reads and making money, I'm downstairs at the horrible cafe getting everybody lunch and their ice and soda.
Hold on, you got paid more than me when you came back. Like they offered you $35,000 base salary, so it's not like a huge discrepancy there.
So why didn't it stick? What happened?
That lasted only 8 months, and that was my heyday of drinking. And it was the only day I ever showed up late. Now, one of the things me and Kevin talked about, Daniel, is that in the early 2000s, when I was in my maybe ecstasy days, where I would stay up all night. Could you guys ever tell? Like, could you tell?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I could tell whenever anybody would come in like inebriated, and you could probably tell when I did. I only did it once. But I could always tell when people would come in drunk or crocked or on drugs or,
I missed the good old days, though.
I caught the tail end of it.
You did. You saw a little bit.
Like when I started interning, you were there, and then it was the tail end of the 90s. Like it was 2003 going to 2004. So you still had a lot of that. People were still going to hedonism. That was like my first radio trip was the hedonism in 2004, like right when I started interning. So I got a piece of like I saw all the.
Oh, we got a piece.
A piece of that. What? That 90s radio party where all the listeners would be like, everybody would hang out with each other and bang each other, and like there was like
it was incestuous, for Christ's sake.
Radio
I fingered
groupies.
That Miss Monster. She was married, and her husband was giving me a thumbs up while I was like middle finger deep in his wife. She had leather pants on.
We made the joke on last Friday's show, Tuttle, about like I signed girls' boobs or cleavage or something at some fucking dumb radio concerts and stuff like. Who, bizarre.
It's not a thing.
Like
it's just not a thing.
Like what radio personality nowadays signs someone's boobs? Like, I mean, maybe someone like super huge or like a rock, I mean,
first of all, it's a trashy. First of all, it's a trashy thing to do.
Yes, yeah.
It doesn't fit you're not gonna catch I'm trying to.
It's like a fake rock star thing to do. That you're.
You know who would do it right now? Oh man, this makes me cringe. You know who would do it right now? Machine Gun Kelly would sign a boob in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, well he's a rock star.
He wouldn't even check IDs.
Yeah, but he's also you got to have a level of trash to do that. Like you're not gonna catch like Deftones signing boobs. You're not gonna catch. I'm trying to think of a band that's like popular
Dave Matthews,
right now. You're not gonna find your big John Mayer doesn't sign boobs.
I bet he would.
So
You think so?
100%.
I don't
dude.
think he's sober now, and he's like a weird nerd now.
Yeah, but he's.
Could someone to take you a picture, like someone to take a picture of it, and like I bet you a lot of things have changed with the cell phone cameras, where they're like, I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because they're like, someone takes a picture of you before you sign the boob, and it's like a weird, like some angle. Look at John Mayer's attacking a woman. You know,
but before,
all that shit.
Tuttle, before cameras though, there was I want to say a 1 to 3 year sweet spot where digital cameras were still popular, but they weren't uber connected to the internet instantly.
And not everybody was carrying around in their pocket.
Correct. And
so there would be like a delay, like of a week.
Yeah, but then there would be like bands would have a camera on stage, closed circuit, to film the crowd. And there was a sweet spot for like, I want to say 1 to 3 years, where
Woodstock 99,
your metal bands, your punk bands, your Limp Bizkits, all of them would video the crowd, and there'd be titties up flying.
Oh yeah,
on
way
the
more
big
flashing
screen,
now.
and it was flash crazy. But then with the cell phone camera, as soon as the cell phone camera, boom, it shut it all down. And then that crowd cam didn't become as popular anymore. And then they were like, well, we can cut that off the rider. We don't need to spend money for that. Doesn't matter anymore.
All right. So before I got 2 quick questions. So on today's show, I want to use this audio from this, and did you guys see the controversy about Mike Evans and Tom Brady's 600th touchdown?
I did, and I thought that, you mean the controversy of them having to take the ball back from the kid who Evans gave it to? Did you guys see this?
Yeah, well, Mike Evans gave the 600th ball to a guy, and they ended up calling an auction house. How much do you think that ball was appraised at? Because when you hear what it was appraised at, you're going to feel like the guy got completely ripped off.
I think I saw the story, so
I don't know the number. I didn't read into it.
It was $500,000.
Yeah, okay.
$500,000. And they only gave him another game ball and a couple of jerseys and a couple of signed things. Like, I mean, would you have given it back, Tom? I feel like Tom would have kept it.
No, I think it's a dickhead move to keep it.
So did Brady sell it?
No, Mike Evans always, when he catches a touchdown, his thing is to hand the ball to a fan in the stand.
I like that.
I think Brady's keeping it. They're just saying what it would be worth if they did auction it.
Yeah, Brady's keeping it. I think that's fine. Yeah,
if Brady keeps it, then inherently it's zero value because it's his and it's his estate
for him.
Yeah. So,
but if he sells it, do you think Brady should cut him off a little bit?
He won't sell it.
Also,
no way.
What's the legality of, like, I know if a soccer ball gets kicked into the stands, like, you can't keep that, right?
You're not supposed to.
It depends on the league. MLS is very strict on that. They will come and get that ball if you don't toss it back.
And they won't let you leave without it, right? It's like, this is our property or whatever. And
now, there have been certain nights where maybe the ball is a special ball where if it goes into the audience, you're allowed to keep it. It's really just discretion of league at times.
So I think that's probably in some sort of fine print on some NFL's website that if a ball goes into the audience or someone gives it away by accident and shouldn't have. And
it's different than being handed to you, though.
But if you want, if it was by accident, like obviously Mike Evans should have gave that back. He didn't realize it was Brady's 600th touchdown, which is weird. You wouldn't have thought that someone would have
Nobody's
talked
ever
about
done
it. No, but I'm saying wouldn't before the game like, hey, Brady could throw his 600th touchdown today.
But you're also in the middle of a game. You know, you're not.
I just think that I mean, I do you want to be the guy though that doesn't give the ball back? Do you want to be that guy? Like, I don't want to be that guy.
He would have been villainized.
Right, I mean, I'm like, just give the ball back, and then the kid I heard it was a kid. Of course, they're going to apply anything to the narrative that makes it more evil, right? I mean, I think it was probably, should have got, we'll give you jerseys.
Actually, it was an adult guy that's already a doctor.
Oh, well, yeah, I was just like, it does matter, I think. If it had been a kid, I would have felt more sorry for the kid having to give it back, but I do think that I'd be able to explain to him the meaning of that to an adult and the fact that he's getting jerseys and a ball, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But if it's another adult, I kind of feel like, Sour, don't be that guy.
Like if Brady got him, and I'm sure because after the story and the media, Brady and his team will put together a package of like some signed jerseys and stuff.
What about a night with Giselle?
All right, I forgot the shock job.
Yeah.
Go ahead. This is your show. I'm sorry. It's weird.
Wait till you start getting his Alec Baldwin take. It's hot.
I'm going to fight you.
His Alec Baldwin take. I saw it on Instagram, man. And woo.
Oh, dude. I got over.
This is
200
why
comments
you
of
should be
people-
trained to use a firearm. Huh?
Murderer.
No, I just said Keanu Reeves didn't have any problems. He's trained with firearms.
Well, he's also John Wick. It's a lot more training.
Yeah, but I'm sure if you put a real bullet in one of the guns of that Keanu Reeves not going to check like, oh, I found the real one. He's just going to start shooting whatever
Wait a
gun.
minute. This gun feels a little heavier.
Whatever gun the prop guy gives you, the actor's just going to start using. He's not going to start going through the safety checks. Yeah, I would do the same shit. I would assume.
That's not their job. Yeah, the prop guy. It's their job.
My job is to pretend to shoot
when
it.
Sam gives me a live read, I just read the paper.
Why not make a prop gun where the bullets can't actually fit into it? Make the cylinder.
That's what they're gonna do.
Well, that's what I assumed. I was virtually certain. I would have bet a large amount of money on
I
it.
learned a lot based on this story. I didn't know that it was all live weapons on every set. I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
I thought
they used toys like the rest of us, knuckleheads.
Well, that all prop guns, they were replicas, but they were replicas made that they could not fire an actual bullet.
Like a
real bullet.
This
Like the size.
This is where I put two and two together.
But it's a Western, so maybe the old...
I have made movies that we needed firearms. Any firearms that we ever used were toy firearms. I went to Tank America and drove a tank. They concreted the turret on the tank shut so it can't fire a projectile. That's kind of what I thought we would apply the Tank America logic to a goddamn gun on a set. I always thought that there was no way for anything to come out of those guns. I am an idiot, apparently, and didn't know that.
No, I just didn't know.
Because you could easily just tack weld a tiny
So none
piece
of us knew that here, really? That's crazy, right? I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. And when I found out that...
Brandon Lee, I think he got killed by just the wadding.
Yeah.
I had heard that, yeah.
But that's when, from that Brandon Lee story, that's where I heard, yes, they use these replica guns. They cannot fire real bullets, but the wadding still, they fire...
They can fire a blank.
The blank still has gunpowder in the wadding.
But a blank can kill you, apparently, from what I've read. I mean, it's a mess. That's a mess.
Is it the wadding?
Don't act like Alec Baldwin is the... I mean, could it... All right, if you had to guess, if Alec Baldwin, if this goes to trial... Do you think it would be bigger than OJ?
No,
it wasn't
go to trial.
No, because it's not a crime of passion.
It
it's
could,
sad.
though.
It was an accident. No, it's never going to trial. It was a complete accident on the the set.
Somebody
We don't
could get
know
charged with
everything yet, though.
negligence.
Yeah, no, someone can get sued, and I'm sure the family of the victims are going to sue.
It's happening now.
Could be wrongful death.
They're gonna
though, is what
sue
I'm
the
saying. It won't
production-
be murder, but it could be wrongful death.
For sure, and these production companies have gigantic liability insurance for these sets. You know, there's been people, stuntmen and other people that have died on movie sets, and they have huge insurance policies for it. I'm sure the family's going to sue the insurance. That's what happens. But they probably can go back and find that there was negligence, obviously.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you read a lot of the stories where
out.
so many people already walked off set because they said how unsafe it was.
Yeah,
So-
six of the camera crew, the head of cinematography walked off because of, I think it was not only the conditions, but payment.
So you could sue the max amount that the insurance company would pay off, and you could probably go after the actual production company itself if there is extreme negligence.
Here's the thing that I think is so absolutely tragic. I mean, obviously, to the woman and the man they were injured, that's in their families, that's it breaks your heart. But to kind of broaden this and make it a little less sad, I was talking to my wife about it, Tuds, and I said, with the way that I am with my mind and my anxiety, can you imagine if we were doing something, right? Let's say instead of doing podcasting, we did movies. And I was the guy on the set doing that, and I put myself in his shoes, and I don't know if I ever come back from something that traumatic. I don't know if I ever... I think something like that it changes. Like Andrea's like, well, what would you? We were really trying to talk about it, and I go, I think that is a trajectory changer. That is, I don't do this anymore. My world goes from what it is to something different in a nanosecond.
What if you guys killed somebody at one of your events? Would you do another event?
Well, were we negligent, or was it a freak accident?
I know you covered your ass. You got Kramer is probably
okay. I'll give you a real
everything.
one. I'll give you a real one. If Tom, when he was awkwardly stiff dancing with the magician on stage at our front yard festival, Dr. Phillips, when you were dancing with the magician, had you kicked him off the stage and he died? Think just don't.
Yeah.
That would. I don't think you would come back from that.
Yeah, I mean,
knowing you the way I know you and the way that you level that. Look, think of the level of guilt you're weighing on yourself right now just because you didn't think the show we did before this one was good enough. Put that guilt of kicking this accidentally, you're holding the table, doing the thing with it, and then you just trip. You fall, push him off the stage. He hits his head dead in front of his girlfriend, by the way. First time she'd ever seen him.
Yeah, that kind of thing would make you question what you were even doing, and you'd probably never do anything similar again, right?
So that's my guess. Everybody likes to, we can shoulda, coulda, woulda this and gun safety and everything, but my guess is we don't hear from him.
Your kids would have to homeschool from now on because they would be like, oh, don't mess with them because their dad's a murderer.
I don't know if people would do that. I did see a lot of that. Like I frown upon that. Like I saw a lot of the memes and the stuff. I guess that's just where we're at now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just,
All right, well,
we've been there.
I know that
we've been there.
Hot takes.
I know that you guys are pressed for time. If you guys had one piece of advice, Tom and Dan, going forward with my podcast, what would you give me?
I don't think you need any help. You know exactly what you're doing, man. I listen to your show, and I think your show's really, really good. And as long as you're genuine and you're honest on your show and you just be you, you will be great. Where I do worry, though, I worry about you. I worry about you and your mama. I want you guys to be safe and healthy, and I do worry about you. I want you to get some sleep because I care about you.
My thing, Tuttle, is don't give up. Write that down.
That's a good one.
Thanks, Tony Robbins.
What do you think of
that?
What?
I'm be honest.
Would you be able
I'll
to
explain.
Let me be honest with you, Tuts. Can you get that anywhere else? Like, who's the friend?
I can't.
You talk to Kevin. Kevin has been through a lot of stuff, with a kidney transplant and everything, and just diversity, and just being a black man in radio. Let's just put it that way. And I don't think Kevin could ever be as inspiring as what we just heard.
I wish Tom would have gave me that advice before I put that noose around my neck on the ceiling fan. Don't give up.
Oh, that's a true story. Just think of that next time. It'll stop you.
So, but seriously, you've already established.
Just don't give up. You don't have to go into it. I'll take it. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna tell you more. I
hope your sons say that before their games. You're like, don't give up. They're like, I'll take it. Whatever. It's what I got.
You can build on this.
Are you just going to tell me just do it next?
Yes, I was.
He was.
It is on his
He
notes.
was writing it down. No bullshit. He wrote just do it.
You are such an insincere person.
Oh,
my God.
I'm not what? I'm joking. Donald, what do you want? This is our entertainment show.
Sarcastic. Everything is sarcastic and backhanded with you.
Because
no, you know why?
Because I'm trying to make people laugh. I'm trying to make your audience laugh.
Tuds, he doesn't.
I can't offer you anything. That's why you don't give it. It's like
I'm trying my hardest. I'm not. I agreed to do this, right? I'm not.
I know where the clock is in the studio. Why does your eyes keep going up to the clock?
I was looking at my phone.
No,
the clock is behind me.
Every time you keep looking up at the fucking clock, Tom. And
it's because there's a tiny Nike sticker that says "Just Do It" because he didn't know how to spell it.
I'm just messing with you, Tom.
I know.
Keep doing what you're doing, man. Just and don't
keep on keeping on.
Keep on. It is what it is. That's what I'll say.
And at the end of the day,
it is what it is.
Like Tuttle, seriously, you've learned how to make money, right? I mean, you've been doing this for how long? 500 episodes.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, you don't even remember that.
Well, is it daily?
Tom's like, what episode are you on?
You also said you figured out how to make money when he was like the best way he makes money is when he's live, and he's not live right now. So you're really getting at him.
Yeah, you really are.
I'm not doing it on purpose.
Tom
has
this new thing, and he does it to Sam, and he'll do it to me even, where he will
accidentally
piss you the fuck off.
Yeah.
I do it to my wife. I do it to
offend.
And he'll magoo it. He magoos it, and it's like unraveling, and you're like, wait, stop. And he's like,
accidental dickhead.
This is just what I do. I'm an accidental dickhead.
But if you're an accidental dickhead, I get a pass.
But
right? I'm doing it on purpose.
But we've yelled at you so much that we think that you should have a little bit of self-dickhead awareness.
Yeah.
You're probably right. I should.
Hold on, that was it. That's all we get. Now it's back to dickhead. He's like, you're probably right. That's all you got
to learn your lesson.
I should
make a change.
But also, when we're on the show, like we're on right now, we're on Tuttle's Daily Podcast. Tuttle's Daily Podcast.
It's not a show. Thanks, Sam.
By the way, can we use this for extra content? Because we
curse crazy on it.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll throw it on
get
some
more
traction on yours. Just take it.
But then we'll give the money to
You're
you.
basically raping me of the content. Just take it.
Yeah. But we'll use it for BDM content, so technically we're
He'll make
selling
money
it.
off
Yeah,
it.
you're making money off it. And then that's where
Well,
Accidental
actually,
Dickhead really comes in.
we're taking Tuttle Daily Show content and reselling it on our platform. We're basically a tube site. We're stealing your porno and putting it on our show. It's
You're a podcast yard sale flipper. You basically got it for free. I got a mongoose. This is where I'm at in my life.
You got a mongoose?
I got it. This old man, $20, wanted the mongoose. I was going to walk away. I said, can I ride it first? And somebody made the joke.
Oh, it's a
he's
bike.
Gonna ride away with it. A bike. He's going to ride away with it. And with no hesitation, the guy said, no, he ain't. And he pulled out a 380 out of his pocket.
Never buy a mongoose from an armed man.
And that was at the Brandywine Plaza right there. Dan,
Oh, great pizza in that plaza. My mom loved that pizza place.
Did he
Luigi's is shut down.
Oh.
It's all done.
COVID got Luigi's, huh? Man, my mom was like, they have the best calzone up at Luigi's, and I'm eating a low-fat, anti-inflammatory diet, and Luigi's does not give me diarrhea.
Did he point the gun at you, Tuttle?
No, he just pulled it out. He was just joking around. You could tell. Like it's
okay.
it's a different type of people in that
prop
area,
gun.
Northwest Volusia County.
It was a prop gun.
Yeah. You're right. There are people like they show their gun as jokes a lot. Seriously, I've run into them before.
Yeah.
Where they point their gun in your ribs.
Have you ever seen the radio clip where the rapper comes in? And it's like a breakfast. It's like one of those shows that's very The Breakfast Club.
They
Okay.
do the roll call. What's up, y'all?
And the guy's sitting there, and he's like talking, and he just pulls it. He's like pulls his pockets out. He pulls his phone, and like a wad of money, just money everywhere, and then a loaded gun. He lays a loaded gun up there, and the whole everyone's like, oh.
That happened to us. Didn't what's his face? The hunter guy, when he came into the studio, he peeled an apple with a goddamn Bowie knife and pulled out all his guns. The big hunter.
That was he's not a hunter. He's a rock star. It was Ted Nugent that did that. Yeah, Ted Nugent had a gun on him. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But he loved. That's part of his character.
That's Ted Nugent.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a gun-toting, But this guy, this rapper, he pulls out the gun and he's like waving it around, and everybody's freaking out, but like quietly freaking out.
Yeah.
And then it's so quiet, and then the one guy goes, "Pardon me, dog. I'm just gonna scoop myself over like a little bit." And then the guy looks at the camera, realizes what's happening, that he shouldn't have the gun out, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna shoot y'all." And that's the end of the video. It's the best. I'm gonna play it. It's called. It's like these cringe videos on YouTube, but it's like news videos that people have collected. And this one is just like it's an urban station. It's awesome.
Yeah.
All right,
But the guy's got a gun and he's waving it around. Everybody could have been killed.
I know that you guys got to go. I would ask if you want to promote anything, but it's not like it's going to help out.
I'll promote you. I'll promote you on your own show. Listen to keep listening.
Yeah, because you're going to sell this.
Keep listening to Tuttle's show.
Yeah. Support the sponsors. You got any?
Subscribe and share.
Who are your sponsors now? Vapor Shades. We heard the factory burned down. What
I got
happened?
Vapor Shades. I got IanHannahHomes.com. If you're looking to buy or sell a house in the Brevard, Volusia, Flagler area, just hit up IanHannahHomes.com.
Yeah, we know that guy.
And check out my YouTube live stream every night at 8. I'm available. You know what? Just search Tuttle.
He's got different cast of characters on his show. He's got like a hip black guy, kind of like the guy you like on Ridiculousness, you and your wife's favorite show. Stilo Brim.
Oh, Stilo Brim.
Yeah.
Oh, you got
looks
Stilo
like Michael
Brim.
B. Jordan.
Yeah.
You got Volusia County Brim.
No, who's your guy's name? It's very similar.
Ciroc.
Ciroc.
Like
See, he's got a cool black guy named
Okay,
Ciroc.
oh, yeah.
You don't have any of that. This guy's a better host than you.
Tuttle kind of looks a little deer dick.
Ridiculousness,
right?
yeah.
Like he looks a little deer dick.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Little deer dick.
You can do a
Look
show
like
called
Bubbles from Trailer Park
Meticulousness.
All right, guys, I'm out.
But it's your
Don't
show.
end on that.
Damn. We can say for
I'm gonna go.
a couple more minutes.
How about relapsiness? Like,
I'm gonna go take 2 full bars to counteract the double.
No,
6 gram.
not 2
Tuttle.
full bars.
Tuttle, you're good.
What?
You're good, dude.
No, I'm not good, Tom.
Yeah,
Don't tell you.
No, I'm saying you're good. Listen. You've got the know-how.
You got
Just
you got the elbow grease.
Yeah,
You got the gumption.
Yeah. You spent 25 years building a.
You think that makes me feel any better that I've spent 25 years?
I was going to tell you not to go down that road.
Accidental
I tried that one.
dickhead.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Sometimes he'll do that. Sometimes he'll do it to me. He'll be like, "Hi, Diane." He'll be leaving, and I'll be in here editing. I'm like, "Yeah, sorry, I'm editing." He'll be like, "You ever thought like maybe where you would have been had you left the monsters like I don't know 10 years earlier?" Bye-bye. Accidental dickhead making friends. I don't know. He's not making friends.
Yeah, and I probably got to go in because we got a stray cat that mom wants in the house now, and the thing sprays diarrhea all over the walls. So it's like I'm cleaning. Why does cat crap smell worse than dog crap?
It does smell.
Oh,
It
yeah,
does.
it's real bad.
It does.
Their
Dog
pee,
crap.
their shit.
Dog crap smells like a feed and seed store. If you go into like Tractor Supply or something, you can get essence of dog crap because it's very earthy. But cat crap is a different animal. I don't
Yeah.
get it. Cat crap is like, it's acidic.
It's rough.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
I mean, the cat probably hadn't eaten in like a week, and I gave it a bunch of people food.
gave her like a chili cheese burrito from Taco Bell.
Chicken and dumplings. I gave it chicken and dumplings.
That's
and
a
it just
well-fed
sprayed-
cat.
It just sprayed all over the walls.
That's a good Southern cat eating chicken and dumplings and iced tea, sweet iced tea.
I'm not even joking.
Your
didn't-
mom's cooking big Southern meals, fried chicken, full on
I
sweet
did that
potato
for my
pie.
dog for the last week.
His
of
mom,
life.
because Tut's mom.
Well, cats eat leftovers like off your plate.
Some of them
Oh
will,
yeah,
hungry.
yeah.
I did not know that.
My cat would like, and
Hell
Cat's
yeah.
mom can, or Cat's mom, Tut's mom can cook. Like she is a very, very good cook.
I thought cats were more picky than that for whatever reason. I never had.
You got to watch
cats.
the documentary Grey Gardens, where it's two old cat ladies, and they just feed their cats on their bed whatever they're eating. They'll take a bite and give their cats
you're
a
gonna
bite.
be that, or you're gonna
I'm
live
not
with that at some point.
All right, guys, I'll let you
Okay.
go. I
All
really
right.
appreciate this.
Well,
Oh,
thanks.
it's your 500 show.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do
Well, no,
to
actually,
celebrate?
we missed the 500 show. That was live. This is
It's
just
501.
Oh,
this is Levi's 501 jeans.
all right.
This was supposed to be live, but I couldn't get
Oh.
it because my producer, who has to do his military obligations.
Well, don't
is
piss
not
him
around,
off.
so-
He's like, he's
Military hero.
you know who he reminds me of, Vulture? Tackleberry from the Police Academy movies.
I don't remember who that is.
He's the gun nut. The,
Oh, okay,
the
yeah,
conservative
yeah,
gun
yeah,
nut,
yeah,
the
yeah,
muscle
yeah.
man. You know, like, yeah, he's like just straight as an arrow. I love me some Vulture.
So
man.
why do you need him to broadcast live?
Because I don't have a laptop and I do all my producing on my phone, even
Yeah.
audio editing.
Dude,
So,
he does everything on his phone.
Yeah, I do.
That's pretty impressive.
It is
Like,
very.
it's-
It's when I tell people that, because I've known that for a minute, people don't believe me when I say you edit your podcast on your phone. I go, yep, he does it all on his phone.
I even do all the video editing. I do all my graphics,
See?
all my thumbnails.
I got it easy because I got big screens and big machines and processing power. He doesn't have that, so it's
Hey, if you guys update any of your Macs in the office, you might be generous.
Yeah.
Please, Tom.
Well, I bet you we can get you some sort of laptop
100% we
repair.
can
you're,
get you a
gonna,
laptop.
you're getting a deal,
Sponsor.
dude.
No, so some Volusia County laptop repair place that would give you an old
Oh, so he's gonna
MacBook,
promise
right?
this much to you, and then he'll steal
Okay,
it away
when
like
can
an
I expect it
unsuspecting dickhead.
The what happened?
When can I expect it by? I got to put you on a timetable.
Yeah, put him
because
on a
if I
time-
don't-
No, well, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna.
If I don't, you will never follow through.
Yes,
I'm just an
Or you'll
idea.
just let it linger. We've had this before with other vendors we're working with.
So
Yeah.
give me a hard date, Tom.
No, I'm just saying you've got to go out or Vulture.
I will say this: December 25th, you will wake up, and if you believe, you will receive. That's all I'll say. But if you believe, Santa Claus may bring you a treat.
Okay.
Those
All
that
right,
believe
we'll go-
all right.
receive. So put out your stocking for Santa Claus.
Oh, by the way, today is my mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom.
Oh,
Oh, happy birthday, Mama!
I'm taking her to Blackbeard's, and I'm going to get her a stiff scotch and a rare prime rib.
all right.
Yeah.
Total. Here's my one piece of advice.
My one piece of advice.
Just
If you say whisper rosebud, I'm running over.
No,
Oh, he dog
no,
off.
you hung up on-
he sent us to his
No, I
HR
didn't. I
guy,
just had a
Bill.
phone call coming in because I'm a piece of white trash podcasting fucker because
Fucker.
everybody calls me and I forget to put it on Do Not Disturb. So while I'm on right now, this is what you're seeing because assholes want to call me.
HR Bill. Oh,
Uh-oh.
Bill from HR's calling.
So people like you, Tuttle. If you're just yourself,
Be
and you
yourself.
don't try to give people what they want because what they want is you just being truthful and being Tuttle that they know. Like when you try to go and start tap dancing and sticking the butt
Okay, Tom. What Tom? Now this one. No, this one's
great
true.
Promotional, yeah.
This
okay.
one's true. What Tom is trying to say, because he's brought this up multiple times, but he can't articulate it. And tell me if I'm right.
Okay.
Stop putting the balloons in your ass and inflating them. You don't need to do that as much anymore. You're coming in for a little bit of a landing. You're older. You're matured. You've been doing the reps. You've got the skills. You got a mind. You don't need to inflate your rectum to points of hurting it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
nothing.
I'm known for the anal expansion, and Tom's known for jumping things. So it
Yeah, but he
looks
got out
like
of the jumping
he's-
thing. And you're still in the anal game.
No, he's out of it. But
But once you're out of it, you're never the same.
They
you
can
can always
call-
bring me back for the right price.
but that's what I'm saying. Don't go back. You got a good trajectory right now, and I feel like you stick it out.
Don't
a
say stick.
a couple more years, and you make something of yourself.
What happens? What do I do? So you got to give me a hard date here. 2 or 3 years, Tom.
Wait, for
If
the
it-
computer? 3 years. In 3 years' time, Santa Claus will come.
Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah.
Every 3 years, it'll be Christmas from Tom's Santa Claus, and I'll bring you an old.
You're close.
I'll give you the old Sony Vaio that I believe Ross stole from us,
You're either
or I gave it to him. He didn't steal anything.
close or real far away. I can't. It's like, I'm like a ghost tour lady. I can't really tell.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle, but it starts with a P.
Tom, you made me feel so much better about my life. I really do appreciate that. I'm going to walk in and see how much diarrhea I got to pick up.
Okay. All right. Well, Godspeed, and we love you, buddy.
All right. Love you guys. Thank you.
All right, see
man.
you, Tuttle.
See you, Tuts.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha is here. No butler. I believe he's in the market for a home.
Oh, I thought he was
Yeah.
on vacation again.
No,
something there.
no. He's anything but here is what I always.
Butler.
Butler. Anything,
Anywhere but here.
He's doing
Red
some-
Coat Media. Where do you want to go? Anywhere but my job. I'll take you there. Red Coat Media.
Wait, did he bet his job on something and I didn't know about it?
Not yet.
You know what's
It's coming.
funny is that the joke's on Tom because Tom's like, "You bet your job," and he's like, "Yes, I do. What is my job?" That's yeah.
It's like betting on some money.
Exactly.
That,
Yeah. It's
doesn't-
like shaking hands with a ghost.
I like that.
Can't-
I like that he'll ask you, "What is my job?" The impossible task.
Yeah.
You can't
It's the
answer.
impossible
Yeah,
task.
yeah.
I have no answer for you. Why are you here? Can't answer that either.
Mo DeWitt's here. How you doing, Mo?
Hey.
How you doing? Hey, injured on the go. Just call.
Mo, I like your beard.
Whoa.
I
Hey.
thought you were a no beardman like me, where you couldn't grow a beard. I was just guessing.
that.
Yeah, you guys are slick boys.
Because, we've got
Slick boys.
similar facial structures, and I thought that maybe you would have the same beard problem, but you do not.
No, yeah.
He's
So
got a
Rose
good,
Allen.
No.
he's got a good beard.
I know. What?
Got a thick DeWitt on there.
Whoa.
Pow.
I should try that cream. That BDM told me to do the
Nothing good.
Rogaine on my
Nothing
face.
good
No.
starts with the phrase, "I should try that cream."
He
Nothing good.
He showed me the Reddit page, and then they all
Oh, that's
before
the
and after.
saddest Reddit page. It's just a bunch of guys begging to have lubricated follicles.
People would. I think Butler would take me more serious with a beard if I had.
No, that's too. That's too. The damage there is done.
Like if I had a Justin Whitaker beard.
From At Home Floor Store.
Yeah.
Our client. If you need flooring, carpet, tile, they can do it.
You can't ever acquire that.
No, I
No.
couldn't. But even if I just got a Mo, that is more manly than.
I'd have to see how the body. Like, I'd have to see how the hair on your body grows, the entire body, and it would be totally clinical. It would not be. I wouldn't be doing this for my own, giggles. But I would need to see like your hair patterns, like on your chest, on your pubic area, on your ass, on your legs. I'd have to see a full body, and then I would know as a full body stylist which way to take your follicle journey.
We're gonna get into some law questions, Mo, and
Quite the segue.
But first, full transparency.
Your beard is full transparency.
My mouth is all numb because I just came from the dentist,
Oh.
and he
That's what I would have said too.
I'll,
And he was really jamming it.
There's apparently some complications. He got angry at one point.
Wow.
God damn your teeth! I hate them.
He said
I hate your mouth.
He said I had some sort of super narrow, curvy
I hate
canal
the
that
super
he
narrow, curvy canal mouth. I'm punching flat.
couldn't- And so then he was leaving, coming back, and there was like
I need to go outside and smoke unfiltered. Calm down, they're too crazy.
I see what Butler did here.
What happened?
He knew you were going to the dentist again, so
Oh,
he decided he wasn't coming in.
He took advantage of it. It's like, oh, is he out this morning? I'm out.
Oh yeah,
too.
he knew to
I'm
be extra
not going to ask
hungry.
him
Now-
about any root canals today.
I'm not saying he does that, but I will say that you being out and him being out does align.
It happens a lot.
He
It's like Tom's off, I'm off. He's also off just randomly.
It's
too,
kind of
so
like messing around when you got a substitute teacher,
That's
right?
exactly what it's
yeah.
like.
Can you take an X-ray through an Apple AirPod? Because that happened multiple times.
Excuse me?
And I was like, hey, I got my AirPods. And she was like, that's
No,
fine.
you should not have your AirPods in while they're doing it. No.
No.
Anything metal. This is just what I've been told as a hypochondriac. I've had enough of going in the tube. I've had all the tubes, the spinny tubes.
That's an MRI.
I've had all that. That's an advanced X-ray, right? X-ray is like
No,
the Flea
that's
World
metal
MRI.
something.
So any of that, I think you're not supposed to have metal on your brain. You're not supposed to wear an aluminum hat. You're not supposed to have on your sunglasses. You're not supposed to have your bite guard in.
Because in the middle of my...
Take out your grill paw wall. You're supposed to have all that metal out of there so they can get a real good, nice picture. Because what could happen, I think, that ear pod or AirPod, I believe. Boy, I'm getting old if I'm calling them ear pods. That AirPod could maybe deflect the electricity, the energy that they're using to get a good image. Maybe mess up a good image.
That's what I thought.
It's all imaging, right?
Yeah, because like at one point he's like, let's see if I got it. He was like,
Goddamn AirPod to make the images look weird.
then he was,
What is my God?
he's like, I need an X-ray again, and then they were like clamoring around. And she gets the X-ray gun.
Why are you going to Hogan's Heroes Dentist?
I was listening to gambling podcasts, and then I had my AirPod in, and then she's like pressing it. I feel the X-ray gun.
This isn't a tooth. He's got an AirPod where his molars are.
Up against my AirPod, and I was like, wait, got my AirPod.
You're pushing in my AirPod.
And then she's like, it's fine. And then she's like,
If
take
it gets
it.
stuck in there, you got permanent AirPods.
I'm like, it's fine. You put a heavy ass lead vest on my chest, because apparently
To protect your organs from the radiation.
Yeah, but the AirPod's fine. I don't know. I never checked to
It's
see if it worked.
willy-nilly.
Anyway, then
Well,
rooting around.
I would say this. It matters at most dentists, doesn't matter at yours.
That's true.
Something
Like if you're going to
happened.
continue
Something
going there,
happened.
right?
Something happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the culture of your dentist. He does things different. You're
Then-
Tom Van, you see things different.
Then the assistant started like
Massaging your feet. No.
working some tools that I like the dentist left because it took too long. He's like,
we do with these? He left.
He's
Glad
like,
we had Mo here early for this.
I'm sorry, Mo. I'm sorry. Maybe
Well,
this-
maybe
He's a
Mo.
busy man.
Can I sue?
I think, yeah,
Can I
maybe,
sue?
maybe you could sue.
And so then the dentist is like, this. He's like, this is one of the hardest root canals I've ever.
This is the wrong hammer to smash. Bring me smaller, more bloody hammer.
So I think and then his clients were backing up, so he kept leaving, and then the lady.
He goes out. What is he going out to the lobby like the
don't
man
know.
like the man that owns Linda's La
Gotta smoke some
Cantina?
cigarettes.
He's shaking their hands. He's like, "I'm sorry for wait. I'm sorry for wait. Have a drink. Have a drink."
I think because there was other people anyway, so then
He's giving them all bar tabs. They're all in the lobby.
So the lady started doing something with the tools, and then I'm like, is this
But what
lady
are they
trained
doing?
for this?
What are they doing?
I don't know, but she had tools, and then she was starting like it was like an electric tool that she was rooting around in there.
Oh, man.
And then I was like, wait a minute,
It might
is
have been
she-
a womanizer plus.
what has she been trained to do? Like, anyway, sorry, Mo. So
I think Dan's onto something. A dentist with a bar in the lobby could be kind of.
my dentist
Yeah.
has all. I was like, what is this? 1991. It hasn't been changed. His entire lobby looks like
I got the
91.
brand new poster. It says Coke is it. You got the right one, baby. Pepsi.
Frozen in time from anyway. So Mo,
Yes, sir.
we had a question from a listener, and it's interesting because it's Halloween is this weekend, and a lot of people have gone above and beyond what I think they used to do as
This
far
year
as
more
decorating.
than ever, I feel like this year I have noticed for the first time ever. Now I'm sure this has been a thing before, but for me, I see more purple and orange and crazy lights this year. It's almost like Christmas Junior. It's like I've all around, like even me, like I got the bug. I got an animatronic scarecrow. I got hologram pumpkins that sing. They sing songs. It's awesome. I'm in the spirit. I'm trying to buy a fog machine if I can get the money from my wife.
I'm bringing, you know what? I'm going to lend you Tactical Hats fog machine.
Yes.
And,
one step closer, though.
Because I'm a good friend.
I
And you need a
appreciate
fog
that.
machine,
Thank
I'm
you,
going
man.
to bring
what?
it.
Everything Tactical said about you was wrong. You got the goods. You're a good friend.
So, because of that, he asked a question. I think this BDM is doing like a haunted house in his yard, and a lot of people have like
haunted tunnel.
Yeah, pass-throughs and areas where like you go in through one side of the yard, you go through some like scary stuff out the other. And he asked, he's like, do I have any liability having strangers walk through my yard and like go through a haunted house that I built? Like, what happens if they trip or someone gets hurt on my property? Like, should I put out a sign? Does that protect me?
Well, he seemed pretty adamant about putting a enter at your own risk sign, like a real one that says, you know, hey, enter at your own risk.
Oh,
and what I mean by real one is
though?
not written like an old beware sign.
Hold on, but it says the same English language. That's a good question, too. Like, technically, even if it's Halloween store bought, enter at your own risk, it says technically the same English language.
You could be right. I was thinking in my imagination, though, unfortunately, I am assuming that this guy would put up something that looks closer to like one of those like permits you put up when you're building something on your property.
Oh, yeah, official.
But you probably are right. You know what? I'm going to backtrack and I'm going to go with Tom on this one and say that no, he probably wasn't going with what I had envisioned, which would be a legal document on a piece of plywood. He's probably going to go with the old beware sign he got at Home Goods.
So, Mo, what do people have to worry about if they do have a Halloween haunted house in their yard?
I mean, it's the same thing as if someone got injured on your property doing anything else. You know, you could still be liable. Your insurance could still be liable. I actually looked into this a few years back. There actually is haunted house insurance that you can buy for your home if you're going to have a haunted house.
Wow.
It is actually a thing.
Like temporary insurance for that day or whatever?
Exactly.
But please tell me it's from like a novelty guy named Dr. Spooky's Halloween. Like, is it like that? Is it like Dr.
novelty
Spooky's
tie that shows up and has something?
Is it like a funny name or something? I don't want it to be like, can I get it through Blanchard?
You probably can get it through Blanchard. I'm sure they could direct you in the right direction. So you, besides from that, like, but is that something you'd have to worry about? Can you argue that it was an attractive nuisance? You attracted kids and they fell and busted their teeth out on your sprinklers because they tripped on your roots?
That's terrible.
Well, I mean, it would depend if you had, something like that in your yard that you shouldn't have. If they just trip over their own feet, you're fine. If you have like a big thing that they're going to trip over that's hidden while they're walking through the haunted house, that may be an issue. So the only real way around that would be to have them actually sign a waiver, which having each person sign a waiver before they enter is a little ridiculous, obviously.
Yeah.
So I mean, as long as it's safe and everything's cleaned up, you should be okay. But if you really wanted to go the extra step, you go get that haunted house insurance.
You know, one of the things I've always wondered about doing this, and it really would be important for this particular area. I want to say like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, this area was ranked the number 13 best place to trick-or-treat in the nation.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because it gets so
crazy. I remember
crazy.
seeing that.
But then one of the reasons why, and we've talked about this.
But
and
that let all the poorers know that, what's going on here. And then they stunk it up.
Yeah, especially when it got to paper print, like when it was just on the blogs and on the internet. So that was good because it kept a lot of the riffraff out. But now that it's been printed on papyrus, even the plebeians are reading about how much fun we're having in Baldwin. So they all come over here. But like one of the reasons why it's so popular is there's a lady like, she's called like the Martini Witch, and she's giving out martinis. And then there's Dr. Beer. I've talked about Dr. Beer.
Yeah.
He gets 2 massive kegs, no BS kegs. He gets like Lagunitas IPA, and then he'll get a local keg. Like he'll run down the street and go to 1010 and get like buy craft beer from Mike. So he's got a little something, and he's pouring beers out there. That's like not cool, right? I mean, like,
well, I mean, it's just a street party, basically. I mean, as long as everyone's of age, you're okay, most likely.
I mean, he's not checking IDs.
No, he's not.
Well, I would think most people are not on the border of, whether they're over or underage. If, the 12-year-old walks up with his candy basket and his costume, hopefully he's not serving him a beer, but,
Right.
Although nowadays when everybody's wearing, especially in Halloween, but mask on top of mask.
Can't tell.
It's hard to tell if someone's 21 or up.
Yeah, I honestly can't tell, and it's real bad where
If they got a kid, you're
young
fine.
men and young women You know, like people that are of age, like let's say between the ages of 16 to like 25. I have no gauge there. I don't know how old they are. They could be my age. I don't know.
Mo, what about people just going to your door to trick or treat? If like they go to your door
Sue them.
and then walk up your like steps and then let's say fall down your steps and trip over your pumpkins or something like that because you decorated, could they argue that you had a tripping hazard on your steps and then they could sue your homeowner's insurance?
So I mean, I always say this in America, you can sue anyone for anything, but typically if it's a home like that, it has to be something that's hidden, that's not visible like that. So if your stairs were, let's say I've had this case before where they weren't the proper riser height, they were all different riser heights or something like that because you hired some guy to build them and he didn't do it properly, then you could be possibly liable
kick
for
that guy
that.
out of
That's a shot at me, Mo. I know.
Should I have a wheelchair ramp at my home?
No, you don't have to be ADA compliant.
Because I don't have one. And one time, Jana Banana was going to do a show with us. I was in the old studio, and you were wheeling her out, or she was wheeling herself out.
I was helping her down the stairs.
And she fell backwards and conked her head. Like, it was so bad. It was so bad.
Oh, I screamed sue him.
Yeah.
Right when it happened. She didn't do it, though.
No, she didn't do it.
You're a fat person.
After she conked her head, she didn't like fat people. I'm kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke.
So basically, a lot of this is common sense, right? If you take the precautionary steps to not be egregious and leave stuff, tripping hazards, or like hide stuff so people could trip over. If it's all out in the open, no one can claim like, hey, I tripped over this, I'm suing you, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you have like lights and stuff, you want to make sure all that's neatly tucked away so that it's not a tripping hazard. So yeah, as long as all that stuff's done properly and there's no negligence on your part, then you should be okay.
Let's talk about like driving around in Halloween because I'm sure
pedal to the floor, headlights off. Yeah,
because I'm sure that every Halloween someone ends up getting hit by a car.
You've had some hairy altercations Halloween night in cars,
and you could probably make the argument if you were the driver that if someone's dressed in a Halloween costume, most likely maybe it's dark, right? And it doesn't have the proper reflective stuff on it.
Well, it ruins the costume.
So
right? I mean, it does. That's why people don't want it.
Right.
It's the same reason why I see kids around here that are carrying guns because their costume might be Master Chief from Halo, and they'll use Sharpie or something to black out the red, plastic piece on the gun, letting everyone else know who has guns that that's a fake gun. I mean, I get what you want to do, but I mean, I don't want you killed. I don't want you hurt on Halloween night.
So let's say you do strike someone in the road and they're dressed in all dark clothes.
You better admit to it. If you keep it a secret, then the guy will come back to kill you in later summers.
So it doesn't matter if it's Halloween or not. Everybody just has to abide by regular traffic laws, right? There's no exception.
Yeah. Well, there's no exception. You still, first of all, you should kind of know there's people in the street on Halloween, especially if you're in a neighborhood where there's a lot of trick-or-treating. But typically, you always need to yield to pedestrians anyway. So if there's people in the street and you hit them, you're going to be liable for it.
God, even if they're dressed in dark clothes and they jet across the street?
Well, I mean, then
you
there's
sound like a real grumpy old man.
What are you trying to do on
I'm just arguing my side when I run over a
angry old man. You
kid
sound
in my
like
neighborhood.
a little bit like my dad, and he was
Kid
in
I
his
don't like.
60s, man. Jeez, Louis. Now, I wouldn't drive around here. In fact, my wife and I have a rule, and it's just, look, it's a hazard of living in this area. There's a lot of good in this area, but, with it comes certain things. When it's Halloween, you're either out or you're in. That's it. And you're not driving. You're not.
Yeah.
You're just not driving. You either go in your house and chill out, watch some movies, or go out and enjoy the party. You have two choices. That's it, but you will not be driving in and out. Happens for marathons, too, and I hate that, but that's a different one. Like Saturday mornings, they'll shut the whole bubble down because they're running some marathon, and they're long marathons with tons of healthy people, and I just want to get donuts.
So, Mo, let's say we get a show golf cart because we want to live the golf cart lifestyle.
I've been wanting a show golf cart, but you're just like my wife. Apparently, I can't overdraft here, and I can't overdraft at the house.
So, and you get all the DOT windshield and the lights and all that stuff.
Let me ask you a serious question because I know you are hot on this, and this is serious between the two of us. Are you a big tire golf cart man, or are you a standard tire golf cart man? Because I'm a standard tire golf cart man for wear and tear on cart. Because I feel like once you jack it up, just like all of my friends through years of having like an aftermarket suspension that they put on their truck, always a pain in the ass later in the truck's life. And you could never get full price for it later when you're piecing that thing out.
Also, it doesn't ride as smooth and, like I like a stock standard.
Thank you, yeah. Why do I need the big tires? What am I doing? This is a luxury.
I'm not going off-roading.
No, this is literally just to get me up the street.
I want the slick tires,
Yes.
like your dragster tires and all those, so it rides smooth as possible.
And I want it
straight electric.
Smooth. Yeah. This guy knows. He knows.
There you go.
So it's so quiet, nobody can hear you, especially the
Sneak up
cops.
on people.
Well, you're sneaking around.
So let's say you get into a fender bender with your golf cart, right? I imagine not going to do too much damage with the other car. I mean, is it even worth getting the police involved? Because,
I feel like it's a golf
I don't
cart.
want the cops showing up, asking too many questions.
Well,
what are these cans?
If the guy doesn't see you, I feel like you just go.
I mean, do you have to? I mean, you can work it out with the person you hit and be like, "Hey, there's no
I'll let
damage."
you borrow the golf cart a couple times.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Or should you always notify the police and act?
Or should you do what Butler does and just act like you're leaving a letter, like to them saying, like, "I'm so sorry, I hit your car, but I did need to leave," and then write a number, "Please call me." But he really just wrote, "I hit your car, I'm sorry," and then just stuck it up there with no way.
And then it started raining, so it just
and then we could just see the ink on the notebook paper just
did nothing.
oozing down the side.
Oh boy. I mean, it's if it's a minor fender bender, it's always up to the parties if they want to call the police. I mean, the issue always is if you don't call the police and don't get an incident report and you have to go through insurance. I've had cases before. This actually happened to me a long time ago where we didn't call the police and then I sent the thing. It was like $700 to fix the bumper to the other person. And they were like, "Oh yeah, I'm not paying that." And by the way, I wasn't even there, so I'm not paying you. And it was like, basically, go sue me and prove that I was the driver and this and that. So,
I love the balls of saying, "Hey, and guess
I
what?
could not do that.
I wasn't even there." That's big.
Yeah.
I can't do that. That made me uncomfortable when you said that. I can't lie. I can't do that.
Yeah, I can't straight up screw
No.
someone to their face.
No.
And they know, like, I saw you.
I would need to tell my wife, "Hey, tell him I wasn't there," and then let her do it. Then it's acceptable for me, but I can't say it.
It's why it's hard for me to sneak White Claw onto, like, theme park property because when they ask the
Chivalry is
question,
not dead. A true American hero. I cannot steal from Big Disney.
no, it's not even. No, it's not that. It's just when the person check is like, "Is there any alcohol there?" I can't then
I
tell
know.
them no, knowing that there is, and then have them find it, and then be like, "I lied straight to your face. I'm an adult."
No, you don't do that. You do the.
They never asked.
You do the
That's
Florida
never
dad.
happened.
They have that wooden stick. They're digging in there. Any alcohol in here? You go. You tell me. That's Florida dad. That's Florida dad.
Because if they can't
Yeah.
find it, it's not there.
Florida does it. Hey, you tell me. Go Gators.
The bigger parks don't check, but the smaller ones, they start rummaging
The
through them.
smaller ones will check. That's true.
Yeah.
The smaller ones
Well,
will
they
check.
make their money off the booze.
Yeah.
Disney they
No,
don't
they don't
check.
care,
They look
yeah.
the sandwiches at the top. They have a
Yeah,
magical
yeah.
day, princess. My daughter's
yeah.
holding a White Claw. Open. I'm like, hold this for
Fine.
daddy.
What was the question in the BDM page?
It was a sort of a silly one, but I guess not silly. I shouldn't say that. We had a listener who, when he was with his girlfriend, they had a dog. Or I'm going to say girlfriend or wife.
I believe they were married, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, they had a
Either
dog
way.
together, and then when they separated, she kept the dog.
He moved to a different state.
Yeah, he moved to a different state, but much like any child, case, a custody case, she still asks for money for the dog. He obliges, I guess, by giving money for the dog because, dogs can be expensive. They're pets. But he's, I think, maybe at his wit's end with it, maybe fed up a little bit.
It's been years, I believe, at this point. I'm
Yeah.
trying to find
I think
the,
it's been years. I'm
thread,
paraphrasing. But yeah, so
but the internet's being weird.
is there any...
Does he have any obligation to continuously pay this woman money for a dog?
So I mean, pets, dogs, they're just property
That's
in
what I
Florida.
thought,
So it's divided like
I
any
like
other
that.
property. There's no dog support.
More
There's
things
no-
should be property.
There's no dog custody. It's
Like my
once the dog's
wife.
yours, it's yours. So
So there's no obligation for him to have to pay for the food or the vet bills.
nope, not unless he voluntarily wants
What
to
a
do so.
nice guy
But-
that he was doing that.
I was
gonna
going to
say,
say,
yeah.
and I bet you he handles this nice too. I bet you he doesn't do the standard, "Hey, Tom and Dan said I don't have to do this anymore, so blank you." Like, he ain't going to do that. He's going to be like, "Well, took me a long time, and I thought about this, and I want to let you know that I will do this for 2 more months. Like that. That's a good man.
Give you a grace period.
That's a good man. You're like that a lot. You always you figure this out, and then you're doing something, and you're like, I will be okay with them for 6 more weeks under the and I'm not that guy. I'm just like, take one of these with you, burn it all down.
Yeah. But sometimes that's better though.
No, I think it is in most cases. I would say it is better to take the easy breezy. I'll give you 2 weeks or 2 months. I'll still do it. I still care about the dog because he does. Obviously, he still cares about the dog, or he wouldn't be doing it in the first place. So. That you're my good person of the week. I should start giving away awards. That's a good person to do that. Plus, that little dog, he don't know, or she doesn't. The dog's, getting cared for. That's probably the most important thing here is that we have a dog that's being taken care of.
Mo, we'll end with this. As it seems like everything's becoming more and more peer-to-peer sharing and rentals and things like that. It kind of Airbnb and Uber started it. And now we've seen so many different things. Like I saw this thing the other day where you could rent out space in your yard for storage for other people, right? It's called like some sort of storage version of Airbnb.
Yeah.
It's like I have a side yard that I don't use. You want to store your trailer there?
Okay.
It's like X amount of money or whatever, and cheaper than
Are
storing.
you doing this now?
No, not yet.
Oh,
but
man.
I started thinking of the possibilities similar to Poolber, and I was like, well, why can't we rent everything from anybody at all times, right? If they're not, because if they're not using that particular thing, like you should be able to offer them
What
rent
are you gonna
for
rent?
it. Well, I'm glad you brought that up.
Because
Mo happens to have a one wheel
Yeah,
sitting in his garage.
He has the big
that-
battery one.
Yeah, the XR.
The XR,
that
yes.
I've always wanted. That my
Man,
wife.
you are as transparent.
I'm just saying because it behooves Mo to rent it to me for the small monthly fee. If he's not using it, then I get
running it is the best thing you can do for.
Exactly.
Hey, I want you to remember this.
And
Running
if it's
it
just
is-
sitting there-
yeah, if it's just sitting there, it's like a motorcycle or anything else. It's dying on
like
the vine.
all assets you should rent
Yeah.
out if you don't use them to optimize their value, right? You should do this with everything you have. And some people don't care as much for money or whatever, but it just makes sense. Like if you have a wind surfboard in your house and you're not using it,
Is that what they're called? Wind surfboards?
I don't think so. Kite surf?
No, I've done this many times where he
Yeah,
said that or I've said that. Yeah, I think you're right, but I hate
The
saying
wind surfboard.
wind surfboard. It should be like I want to say like
Yeah,
a paraglider, but that's absolutely incorrect.
So I was wondering if we could make a
Called
deal.
a sailboard.
Okay.
sailboard.
I heard a wind surfboard. Maybe you could throw out a number here, but I'm thinking like the average cost of an XR right now
What year is
used
this
on the
XR?
market.
What year is this XR?
I mean, we're talking 1,500 on the depends
also,
on.
you don't. He might take it to work every day.
Well, I follow
don't know
Mo's
that.
social media. I don't see him riding it as much. So
Maybe that's his private. I don't show. I spend a lot of time playing Madden and video games, but I have decided that rather than Twitch that, I keep that to me. That's my stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just venturing a guess that it may go unused, and then maybe for.
I mean, you can look up the hours on it, right? I mean, it's
on the app.
Yeah.
Let's say $25 a month, right?
It's expensive, man. My God.
Now,
$25 a month, you might
Keep
be able
in
to ship
mind-
away. You put one on a credit card.
Tom is known for not giving things back.
Well, I was going to bring up Tactical Hat's fog machine.
well, that's an
Yeah,
old, stinky, rusty fog
But
machine.
if a fog machine had a wheel on it, he probably would have ridden it back to tactical. You know what I mean?
It's true.
The fog machine is not a vehicle.
I'm just saying, think about it, and next time you come in, you could bring the one wheel.
I
and I'll
think
start the
$25
rental.
is expensive, though, because you could buy a new one on a credit card and probably pay $25 a month and chip away at it and pay it off.
Well,
And it'd be brand new with a full warranty and everything, and it'd be yours. You're like renting to own.
not like a new one, 1700, and the biggest problem is the crow. And she starts seeing the payment. She's like, "What?" Because she's like, "You don't need this.
You're
You already
gonna
have
pay-
one."
You're
going-
still paying him.
You're going to get
Yeah,
your
but that's
no. You're going to
roundabout.
get
Cash under the table.
You're going to
like,
get
I
your
get
own
Mo.
credit card. For the first time in your life, you got full independence.
Oh, no.
I'm going to teach you how to do this because I have a separate bank account for my wife.
This is how he drains the bank account.
No. Me? I don't. Well, I drain my own
No,
bank account.
I'm saying
but,
the business
no,
account.
no.
You give
My wife
Tom,
just-
you teach Tom how to make get his own credit card
Yes.
on his own. He's gonna drain the whole
No,
business account.
no. The business account, I'll keep my eye on that. I'm going to get him his own, and then you put the 13, 17,
Oh,
whatever,
man.
100 on it, and then you pay the 25 and chip it away. It'll be a lesson in true independence. Your wife won't ever know.
Well, what if I do a lease to own deal with Mo?
Okay.
And then I pay the $25.
He may not want to part with it, but I like this
but
idea.
after, let's say, 3 years of me renting it, then I own it, and Mo gets, that money back. What are we talking about? $750, with depreciation. Because I run it ragged, run through salt water.
Oh, yeah. You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah. I don't do the proper
Are you going to
maintenance.
keep your other one and use that one for salt water and use the XR for
No, I'll ruin
your
both.
true ride?
Okay. I ruin everything. Anyway, I'm just throwing it out there,
Yeah.
just in case.
We can do that. We'll just take your house as collateral.
Oh.
Wife doesn't need to sign off on it. We'll take care of it.
Yeah, that's fine.
We'll be good to
He's
go.
changing his whole house again.
Listen, whatever you give me, Mo, I'll sign it. That's
Perfect.
that is my policy. I'll sign anything anybody gives
I do
me.
that for
That's a true
Bernie, too.
American.
I do that for everybody.
I don't read
I
it.
signed all our Christmas cards already.
I
It's
can't
fine crazy.
click this box fast enough where it says, "Did you read all the terms and conditions?" I'm like faster than ever.
And I do that one move where it's like, did you read it? And then you click the box. They're like, you didn't scroll to the bottom. So now, whenever I get one of those, I go up, scroll, like all I get, click.
Yeah. Who
Every
reads
day.
that?
I don't read it. Do you read all of that because you're an attorney?
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
I actually find it amusing. Like when a client actually reads our fee agreement, they'll ask me a question about it. I'll have to go pull it back up and be like, I haven't read this thing in years.
Put funny stuff
It
in
only
there.
happens like twice a year out of all the people we sign up. But
Yeah, who are those people that read everything in a contract? My God, how much time do you have?
didn't
What do you
have time
think's
to
in
do
there that's they're going to try to get you?
Probably should have done that at Clear Channel. Though. if I'm thinking about it,
yeah,
I should have done that. That would have come in handy.
But at the time, you were like, oh, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
you
at
know,
the time, I was
it's only after.
blinded by money.
well, and they're not going to change it. You know?
No,
I mean, that's
exactly.
the-
Yeah, you're like, hey, wait a minute. They were like, well, this is it. We're not going to go back for you. You're an idiot. Anyway, all right, Mo. Justcallmo.com. Do you have any last minute advice for anybody that gets in an accident? Maybe I've seen a lot of bicycle accidents recently. Like
We
people
are,
getting hit by cars a lot.
We are a pretty dangerous area to ride your bike.
It seems like a lot of people got bicycles during the pandemic to go outside more, and now that everything's back open, there's more cars than ever, and people are still riding their bikes that they got used to during the pandemic, which is a bad recipe. So if you get hit by a car on your bike, just call Mo, right?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully you don't, but
Yeah.
that's what we're here for.
And that's the best thing, just to make sure that you're not doing anything stupid, because a lot of people don't know what their rights are and what they are.
Easiest thing to do is just to reach out rather than just assuming. Don't do that. That's
Yeah.
what we do. We've made a career out of assuming, and look at where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Mo, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'll text you later about the one wheel, and we'll
He
take
didn't
a,
seem. No,
we'll
I
take a
don't-
quick break.
That was a bit. Like he didn't seem like he's like, oh yeah, please don't text me about that.
No. This is I started off, and then
Oh,
this
man.
guy is like, "Oh, he's serious." When I text him later, and then he,
He was
the whole thing. I've done this.
All right. Oh, and you're not embarrassed of it?
And I'm a little embarrassed.
I am
I'm
too.
always a little
But
embarrassed.
you know what? I love you so much. I want you to get that XR. So you know I'm
Yeah,
okay
but
with
then
it.
I'm riding
I
the XR. I'm like,
And then you'll
we're
send me
looking
one
like a
picture.
fool.
You're like, look at me go. And I'm like, oh, he's doing it. I'll show my wife one time. Maisie will shake her head.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
Tom.
Gonna jump into some voicemails. If I can find them here. Here we go.
All right.
Let's go with this one.
Hi. The other day, you guys were talking about memberships and how important they were, and no matter what it was, etc., and how you even have some BDM losers who haven't been paying, but you still give them content. And I might be one of those people
She's like an I think she thinks she's an inadvertent stealing our BDM shows. Inadvertently stealing.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Well, I'll email you back, Dee Dee. Dee Dee's she was one of our first listeners way back in the day, and I definitely will email you back, Dee Dee, and I'll take care of you.
It's all good. We're just asking people to update their accounts. We hadn't asked people in a while, so especially...
You're not in trouble. We're not mad. We're just trying to clean things up a little bit.
Yeah, we have been not really... just doing housekeeping. It's one of those things that we've been neglecting for a while, so... we want to make sure everybody's BDM counts are accurate, especially because we're about to do BDM week in December, where we're going to mail a bunch of BDMs. Hopefully everything works out, like prizes and gifts and things like that. And we want to make sure everybody's address is right. We did. I'll be totally honest. We did a promotion with Pyrospot where we sent out like 100 BDMs around the Pyrospot tents. Like a gift card for like a specific firework or like a percentage off, and we got a lot back. Eric sent them out because the addresses were wrong, so it makes sense. Like people signed up a long time ago,
Life
they changed their
moves
address.
on, you change your address, you move out of state, stuff like that happens.
Yeah, and then some people they forgot they changed credit cards and they haven't been paying for a while. It's no big deal. Like I noticed that I went to my BDM account and it had been basically not active for like a year and a half because I forgot that I would change a business card. Anyway, it's one of those things.
One of my, it's like my favorite, but also like least favorite segment are the Signal Tech old people that call in.
Okay.
Because it's just so sad. Here.
Yes, sir. I need to know about the price of this Signal Tech that y'all got. Can I talk to an operator? Hello.
Oh, that's the sad part. This is the sad part.
To an operator. Hello.
Oh, no. Hold on. Hold on. Get sad. Ready for sad? Ready?
Because I don't like these voicemails because I never get a call back or nothing, so. I guess I'll talk to y'all later. 281 95.
Let's call him back.
Thank you. If the phone's busy, leave me a message.
He sounds sweet.
He sounds lonely.
Is there any way...
He just wants to talk to somebody.
You think so?
Okay, so this happens to a lot of old people, and almost every old person that I've ever met, where technology gets away from them, and then they can't operate...
It's happening to you.
In current society. I know, I see it happening to me, right?
No.
But can I just accept it and stop using it? And then therefore not have any relationship with it whatsoever and never bother technology and it doesn't bother me? Or is that ship sailed and I'm going to... For instance,
okay.
Like we're trying to teach Crystal's grandma how to use Uber, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because she's not driving as much anymore and she wants still to go to church and some other things.
Yeah.
And driving services, I dealt with this with my pop-up. Like when he had to go to dialysis 3 times a week, to hire a service that comes like a medical service to pick you up and take you to dialysis and back, it is insane. Like the price of it is,
it's a premium service, man. We did it for Andrea's grandparents, I think, a couple of times. Super expensive.
Per week it was like $300 a week or something like that.
It's really
expensive. Something like where it becomes like, all right, I can't pay. He can't afford $1,200 a month for a van to pick him up. Like when an Uber would just be, $15 there and back or whatever it is. But teaching them how to use Uber was impossible. That was never going to happen. Luckily,
God, if they'd have gotten in Uber 5 years ago when it was awesome and safer, that would be rad.
I'm not even worried about the it being safe or not.
It's just crappier now. Like the cars are all crappier now.
That's fine. Just teaching an old person how to use it. Like that's the hard part.
I do not believe the Uber app is easy to use. There have been multiple times where the interface is not operating correct. You know what I mean? Like it's just not. It works okay, I guess. Whatever.
Our technology, like these companies, can they have some sort of option for like 70 plus for people that just has some simple ass user friendly thing for people that have no idea about
So like old Uber.
Something like that, like because it seems like
geriatric Uber.
Older people like just age out of technology, and there's no way of teaching them. They just have no idea, right?
Right.
So, is that going to happen to us though? Because we have a
it already is. We're not noticing it. Like
I don't think we'll be as bad because
we have a
lot of us grew up with it.
Also,
or started to. I guess you guys were kind of adults.
Our job's kind of rooted in it, right? Like our job is sort of rooted in knowing a little bit about technology, and we have to use computers every day. Like
Tom is terrible at technology. Like absolutely.
But his job doesn't require him.
But he's involved. I mean, he is involved in a technology-based type job. But yes, he doesn't work directly with it.
Right.
But you are asking if this is going to happen to us. It has already happened to you.
But
technology has surpassed you.
It's not hindering my life.
You're like clothing for
that is an absolute lie. You forget passwords all the time. You get locked out of your computer all the time. Your phone.
You're constantly. How many SunTrust times have you been locked out? Now it's called Truist.
PayPal,
PayPal.
I feel like that happens to a lot of people.
I have a lot of passwords. I have the Twitch password. I have all these passwords I have to use every single day, and I don't forget them.
That's true.
And you always are screaming, my phone's broken, and it's not. You don't know how to send files.
Yeah.
So you're there, buddy.
Well, you should ask us to send the files, though, because we're the files guys. That's what I feel like.
Tom's like, I sent this email, but I don't see it anywhere in my sent folder.
But it comes in handy sometimes, too, because we'll be like, well,
but I get through.
Yeah, well, no, I think it's great. I'm not going to sit here and bag on all of it, because there are times when I'm like, who was that guy? And you'll be like, I got the email saved from 2016. And he'll scroll down and go, here it is. And I'm like,
delete anything.
He did it.
Yeah, I'm unorganized, but that has some advantages.
It does.
I keep everything.
Yeah.
But yes, my phone is a mess. I have 1,200 unread emails, 1,200 unread text. I mean, it's...
God, what are the odds that you'd have the same amount?
It's just garbage. Like, there's a lot of, like, anytime someone sees my phone, my wife, you guys, I take a screenshot. Everybody's like, oh, my God,
nightmare.
it's horrible. But I'm like, whatever. I'm like, I'm dealing with it, right? Like, I'm getting through.
But you're barely scraping by. And eventually it's going to surpass you.
Just say
how bad is it?
Most
You'll
dumb
just
people
need
say,
some
like,
help.
I'm just trying to figure it all out.
Yeah, basically.
But I mean, I'm getting through, and it's all working out, right? Or
Yeah.
no?
For now, it's okay. You're floating on top right now, but eventually.
Well, when does it sink?
Your boys are going to have to help you.
Well, it's happening to all of us, right? Like, if we were all up on technology like crazy, then... Like, I don't even think...
No, none of us are.
None of us are, because, like all the kids that are, like, the young people...
They're learning how to TikTok at 4 years old
Yeah,
now.
like, even Maisie knows all of that,
Yeah.
you know? Like, I'm like, uh-oh, she's already asking for her Instagram account, because other dancer girls have it. And I'm like, no, ma'am, you're not getting that.
That's funny. My maybe my sons are more like me than I even know, but they have no idea about how technology works or what is in there.
Get them in a computer
Now,
class.
I'll tell you something.
They know nothing.
I think I have it on here where I can show you.
You should see us trying to figure out Luigi's Mansion.
Louise's
man.
Mansion. May has a Facebook account where she can message me. And, like, she'll message me on Facebook Messenger and talk to me, and she makes jokes and stuff.
Yeah, my sons would have no
like,
idea.
Look, we send pictures and notes and stuff. Like, I sent her a picture because I was in the bathroom, and I'm like, I'm in the restroom, because she's like, where are you? I said, I'm in the restroom, and she says, the best room. I was like, what are you doing, jokes? I said, you have 30 minutes, and then you can come in. And she said, oh, okay, because it's like...
So you're texting back and forth?
She's in her room. She's in her room on her pad, and she knows she can't come in and wake up mommy until the green light goes off. So she'll message me from her Facebook account and be like, yo, can I come in? And I'll be like, no, mama's still asleep.
Yeah, my sons have never, they don't have, they got Kindles. There's an old iPad, but they don't know it's connected or how to, my sons don't even know my wife's number. They don't know they know their address.
That's good.
But they don't, but I don't know, is it good?
They should know the phone number of their parents.
We try to teach
one
them.
of them.
I'm like 3:05. They say they can't remember
Make
anything.
it a song or something.
We made it a song. Yeah, it's exactly what we did.
I've tried to bribe them. I'm like, if you get it right, y'all, they can't do it.
Oh, man.
What am I supposed to do?
I love it.
What am I supposed to do? I say it 1,000 times. I get them to repeat it. They don't remember nothing. Anyway, bye-bye. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha's here. Butler's here. The Fisher here. Welcome to the show, everybody, and happy Wednesday.
Let's do some weird job.
Tom wanted to do a bit. He called it Weird Job Wednesday. Dan really likes it. Tom says that's bullshit. It's another Weird Job Wednesday. What are you doing? What is your job? Are you neat? Are you tidy? Or are you a fat slob? Do you make lots of money and you sit up in your tower looking down on all the people who are working by the hour? It's a Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Oh yes, it's Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Thank you, Tom. Thank you.
Weird Job Wednesday brought to you by StreamlineFlorida.com. If you're looking to refi or get a mortgage, call Streamline. Brian Zymel and his team are great. They have gotten the mortgages for hundreds and hundreds of BDMs, refied, both of us, me and Daniel twice. And it's as easy as calling them, and they'll let you know if it makes sense.
Easiest thing you'll ever do.
They'll let you know what your payment will be if you refi, how much money you could take out in equity, like all the process. And the cool thing about refining is that if you got a bunch of interest payments for your credit cards or whatever, you can consolidate everything into the equity of your house. It's the best business move for you. Maybe take off your mortgage insurance I did.
Yeah, clean up your finances a little bit. StreamlineFlorida.com. It's as easy as a phone call to Brian and his team.
And they're hiring right now.
They are.
You don't need any mortgage experience. Their front office is hiring if you want to get involved with a great company that's growing. And just give them a call. Email, this is the easiest thing. Email Leo, Leo at StreamlineFlorida.com, and he'll let you know what the position is, how much it pays, and everything, and all the details. So who do we got today?
Matt.
This is Matt. Hey, Matt, welcome to the show, and welcome to Weird Job Wednesday. What's your job, man?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good.
I'm a truck driver.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
Backbone of America.
So are you a
Yeah.
long-haul trucker?
No, I'm a local. I mean, like the farthest I go is about 300 kilometers or so away from my house.
Okay. So,
But I'm home every single night.
how does it work as far as, do you own the truck that you drive, or do you rent it?
I just work for a company that gives me a truck to drive.
Okay. And so you show up in the morning. Give me an average truck driver's day, not long haul. You go there, you show up to work, and then what's the process?
Well, I deliver gas and diesel, so I'm not I don't do freight anymore. So I show up at 7 a.m. and then we do a boring ass safety meeting, and then pre-trip on the truck, go outside. And then we go and load our trucks, and then we just carry on delivering gas and diesel throughout the day.
So you drive.
Pretty straightforward.
You drive a tanker truck.
Yeah, it's a tanker truck. It's not a semi. It's like a straight truck. 20,000 liter tank on the back.
Oh, that's cool.
So
where are you?
No trailer. It's all one unit.
Yeah, one piece. Where are you dumping fuel? Because I don't believe I've seen many of those style trucks. What are you normally hauling?
Fuel, diesel and gas and premium. We do, in the summertime, we do a lot of marinas around here, and we do a lot of private residences with tanks for their boats, and then we do a lot of construction companies around town. And then in the wintertime, we do the construction companies as well, but then we also do heating oil for people's houses, like people that burn oil for heat.
God, we had that as a kid, man. I can remember in the middle of the night we were having a freeze, and I remember in the middle of the night my dad calling the oil man, and the oil, the tank was beside my bedroom.
Oil?
Yeah, it
What are
was
you, Scrooge McDuck? Who
That's
uses
oil,
oil?
diesel.
I guess it was diesel, and the tank was near my
Diesel.
bedroom window. And I remember they backed the truck up, and the guy's out there. And I remember peeking through the window and looking. There's some guy back there smoking a cigarette, dumping the fuel
Yeah,
in.
that's me. That's
Yeah.
me. That's what I do.
Yeah, I remember that. And then we turned the heat on.
So do you need any do you need any extra training to like transport or to truck around like hazardous material?
Yeah, there was some extra training. It's not as much as you would think, but yeah, there is a little bit of extra training. Like I was trucking. I've been trucking for about 10 years, and I've only had this current job for about 2. So I mean, I came into it with trucking experience, but I had no experience hauling fuel at all, and it took me about I want to say maybe a month before I was in the truck on my own, hauling fuel.
It's weird
And
that
I was just
as a society we're so safe in some regards, and it seems like
Yeah.
the extra training.
like our new guy's had his license for 2 years, and he's already hauling fuel. Barely even knows how to drive, and he's delivering the fuel.
I love that. I love that.
You're hauling around potentially a gigantic bomb, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So, because
Yeah, but
I'm not
sure. Like I know all the old tricks of like if I had a cigarette, I could put it out in wet gasoline. It's
It's the fumes. It's the fumes that get you. You can throw it in the liquid all day long. It's the fumes that'll get you.
Yeah, it's the fumes that'll get you, Tom. Come on, everybody knows that.
Yeah,
This
but-
guy's fine.
All I'm saying is, like, every time I drive by a tanker truck on the highway or whatever, I always think to myself, like, what if something happened? Like, this would be the worst, truck to be entangled into an
So wait a
accident because
minute.
this is a gigantic volume of.
So wait a minute. You actually
flammable
think that everybody around you is fully trained on what their job is? You think that?
No, definitely not.
Well, I thought that the people hauling around
No.
2 tons
Have you looked
of
in their eyes?
gasoline.
Have you looked at their faces?
Oh, Tom, way more than 2 tons.
Okay, well, I don't know. I'm just saying an insane amount of gasoline or diesel that could turn into a gigantic bomb. I thought that the training would be more, and especially in this litigious society where everybody is suing everybody.
Yeah, well, I live in Canada, so we don't really sue people up here.
No, it's
But
okay. Is it? I wonder if it's different from the United States.
It might be. I don't know. I don't know what it's like to get your license now to drive a truck. But when I did it, you could just go and just go write the test and get a license. Now I think you have to actually go to do a course or whatever, and actually go to school to do it or whatever.
Okay, let me ask you
So
this.
I think they're starting to train and take it a little bit more seriously, but
They're starting it
it's
now.
still pretty chill.
If you're the captain of a ship, right, and your ship starts having a problem, I think the buck stops at the captain. He's supposed
Legally,
to.
I think it does, right?
But he's also supposed to try to fix the problem, and this is why I ask. So let's say, and in your training, you're driving your tanker truck, and all of a sudden,
It's like a speed scenario where if you go to 58 miles an hour, the thing explodes.
well, I'm thinking that some valve failed or whatever, and all of a sudden it starts spraying diesel fuel out the back, right? So just spraying it.
Oh my God!
Do they expect you
Write your name.
to run back there and try to stop it, or are you just taking off running like everybody else and let the firefighters handle it?
Well, if it was burning, I think I'd probably just run like everybody else. But if it was just pissing out, I think I'd try and stop it, obviously, first. But if it's burning, I'm running probably faster than you.
Well,
Shut a valve, put a condom on it, something.
but even if it's not burning, I feel like I would be nervous.
No, it's my responsibility to make sure that it's not leaking all over the place. So I would take care of that first.
I don't think I would. I think I'd just get out of the truck and walk away.
But I'm just saying, if the valve's spraying gas, right, and there's a huge puddle and the gas is flowing down the street, I would immediately if I'm trying to fix it, I'm getting gas sprayed on me. I'm gonna think it's gonna light up somewhere and do the thing in the movies where it's and then next thing you know, I'm the damn monk on
the
fire.
trail of,
Yeah, I'm just saying, if I'm getting sprayed by gas and I'm trying to I don't get paid enough to risk my life to
that's
turn
what I'm
this.
saying. I wouldn't even get in the gas. I'm not getting gas all over my Yeezys.
So are you getting in the gas?
I'm covered in gas all the time, yeah.
Oh, you're going to die soon, man. That stuff will give you cancer, I heard.
I know.
That's why
But I've only been
everybody's
doing it for.
That's why everybody's going to electric cars. It's because of this cancer.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of the cancer.
So
It smells so bad too.
how
like
about
the smell.
like how bad would it be if someone just rear-ended your truck and slammed? I mean, are we talking immediate explosion? Is there some sort of?
No, it wouldn't explode. Like it's actually pretty hard for these things to blow up. So I mean, like if someone rear-ended me really bad, it would probably just hurt them more than me. And then depends on if they punctured the tank or not. Like there's a lot of metal around the tank before you actually got to the tank.
What if it was like a flaming
it's a lot safer than you
car?
think.
It would have to be like a flaming car, like a Burning Man vehicle.
Yeah.
One of those vehicles that the hippies engineer where it's got like 2 pianos on the top and it's all on fire.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember a story where a gas tanker truck set on fire underneath a bridge. It happened in Florida not that long ago.
Everything happens in Florida.
And it was such a intense fire because of the fuel burning that it basically
It turned the bridge to glass.
it ruined the structural integrity of the entire bridge, which I imagine rebuilding a bridge isn't cheap. And I think, I mean, probably the trucking company or someone insurance was responsible for that bridge, right? Like if there was some sort of, and so I mean, if you ruin an entire bridge, that's a huge deal. I mean, what is a bridge like? $150 million? I don't even know.
No idea.
Depends on
Yeah,
how big the bridge
probably
is. what
about
it's made
that.
of.
Yeah, I'm not sure though. I've never wrecked a bridge. I don't know.
This guy's trying you.
Yeah.
I felt that.
I'm just saying.
Hold on.
I can't believe that this guy willy-nilly.
He thought you built bridges,
I
Matt.
felt you disrespected that, sir.
I'm just saying that.
No, but our insurance would we would probably be responsible for that repair. I think, but I'm not sure. I don't know. Like I know when you see cars burning on the road, I don't think the company is responsible for repairing the road after the car burns.
No.
So I'm not sure what it would be like with the bridge.
So when you tell us about your drive, so like you got to go dump some fuel off, 150 miles. So it's 300 miles round trip. You get in.
Yeah, about that. So we start off, we leave town. I don't know, just go to each delivery and deliver fuel.
Do you listen to anything? You got music on? You're a podcast guy?
Yeah,
You're
I got
trying to learn
podcasts.
Spanish?
I listen to podcasts.
Rosetta Stone?
Listen to Tom and Dan, and then some science podcasts that I like when I catch up with you guys.
And then you dump the fuel. I'm sure there's a process. You ever spilled an amount or didn't go through the proper protocols as spraying?
I've spilled a few times. Like overfilling tanks is what you got to watch out for because like the tanks can only hold a certain amount, and if you're daydreaming or not standing near the tank or whatever when it's filling, it can overfill. So I've done that a few times, and then sometimes you just spill it on your legs or whatever when you're walking. Sometimes. I don't know.
I'm gonna spill this on my legs 'cause I hate my job.
If you shut the nozzle off and you don't let it drain all the way out, sometimes there's a little bit of gas left in there and it'll drip on your boots if you're not paying attention.
Oh yeah, Tom has that
But
problem. in the men's room.
overfilling the tanks is a big one though. You got to watch out for that.
So you go around.
I put this in the category most boring. I really do.
You
This
do,
one
you-
sounds pretty boring.
Yeah, it's not. Well, this one's pretty boring. Yeah, it's just driving around delivering fuel. Honestly.
And so after you hit your stops, like, can you get it all done early, or like like they have it planned out through GPS? Like it'll take a full day's work.
They do. They give us our route, and then they give us a little map that tells us the most efficient way to do it, but it's usually wrong. So I just kind of go and do it how I think it's best to do. And an average day is about 10 hours from start to finish. Sometimes it goes in the summertime when it's really busy and all the tourists come and shit. It gets like we're doing 12-hour days every day. But in the wintertime, it's usually about 10. Get it done in about 10 hours.
So that's a long day. How many days a week?
In the summertime, we're doing 5 days a week, but all winter it's only 4.
Okay, 4 days a week.
Interesting. I would think during the winter you'd dump more fuel because people need it.
Well, like we do heating oils all every day, all day, pretty much. But in the summertime, like our town, doubles, sometimes triples in population in the summertime, and you live on a really big lake, so so many people come here to tourists, I guess, So it's so busy here. Like our marinas, we're going to sometimes 3 times a day trying to fill their tanks up.
You know what's really funny is you're talking about marinas and we're talking about fuel, and it seems like that's sort of your business. And something that we don't ever, well, I don't ever hear about it because it's not something that we really dabble in, but, everybody hears about global warming, especially this week. Everybody hears about electric cars, but you don't really hear about, like, electric tankers, electric boats, because eventually I would imagine we would need to get to a point, if we are going to combat this, where a lot of these big, massive diesel ships, these container vessels, are going to have to be powered by electricity, and I don't even know if that's a possibility. I would imagine it is.
I don't know. I don't know either.
But I don't know.
As batteries get, I don't know. I mean,
don't know.
There could be a diminishing return after a certain engine
I will
size
say
or
it's
something.
fascinating to me because you guys know I'm fascinated with cruise ships. I'm fascinated with big boats. So an electric big boat sounds pretty darn cool to me. Put some solar panels on it, you could run it all the time, right?
Matt, all I know is your employer, whoever owns the company, can't get robots to do your job fast enough. Because they
No, exactly. Oh fuck, they want it. They want it so bad. They want me out so bad.
Yeah.
They want robots to do it because we make so much mistakes.
He knows. He knows. I applaud you, sir. You're an honest man.
It's the companies are like, a robot. They don't have to worry about Matt forgetting to turn the valve, or he's scrolling through his phone and crashes into a car. And there's too much liability that humans make mistakes, and robots do too, but not as much. And it's just a money thing. Plus, you don't have to pay your health insurance and your
you know what's
whatever.
kind of fun, and this is nobody ever thinks about this, but as an employer, if we had a robot that messed things up, it would be acceptable for me to walk over to the robot with a wrench and start beating the hell out of it in anger. You cannot do that with a human being.
Yeah.
No.
And I purchased that robot. I'm allowed to beat the S out of it with a wrench.
Up until they started making the robot.
There's a sweet 5-year window, though. There's a 5-year window where robots do not have personalities, where I am beating them unmercilessly. I'm literally killing them.
But then they'll have a big robot has rights
then
movement.
They get me.
And then we can't. And then there's old video of you beating a robot.
Yeah.
And then they'll cancel you.
Cancel me, but then I say, I'm not bowing down to you, robots. You will meet where I want you to meet at my time, and you'll have to make sure you've listened to our show every episode all the way through.
They start releasing the email.
Don't release the email. I said one of the robots had big Michelin lips. Oh, God. Why did I say that? Why did I type that?
So, Matt, how much does this job pay?
About $70K a year.
Yeah, fuel. That's not bad.
Yeah, and how much schooling did you have to go through, or testing, or what?
Zero. I did.
Dude, this is a great job.
Hold
on a second. I'm recanting.
You didn't even graduate high school?
Hold on. I'm pulling back.
That's awesome.
I'm pulling back what I said about boring job. It's an awesome boring job because you put the podcast in, you drive the fuel, you spill a little, you wait for the robots to come. $70K. I'm in.
Didn't graduate high school? Well, you said zero, but I'm saying like you had to go through some, like you had to get your CDL and stuff, right?
Yeah. Like when I was like 10 or 11 years ago, I got a job as a helper at a food delivery company. So I would just sit in the passenger side and help unload the trailer, and then I just watched the guy drive, and then eventually he let me drive, and then I just got my license. I just went and got it.
Nice.
Well, obviously you have
some on-the-job training.
Yeah, you also.
It was all like 100% on-the-job training.
But you're a go-getter. I can tell by the kind of the way you're like a.
What? I hear the laziness in his voice.
No, I hear work smart, not work hard. Like this guy's, I think this guy's efficient, and he knows how to do the thing. Actually, I think this guy's you. This guy's a Tom Van approved.
So Matt, $70K a year, no high school diploma, very little training. The job sounds like 4 days a week.
How long you been there, and are you a single man?
I've been here for 2 years, and I'm not single. I have a wife and a couple kids.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you need $70,000 if you have a wife and a couple kids. So well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, but up in Canada they take 25% for all.
Lots. Like I probably only bring home like $30,000.
Man, if you were a single man, Daytona Beach, jean shorts, $70K in Florida, you'd be a king. This guy in Daytona, single man, $70K
Canadian is like $35K in Florida.
Yeah,
maybe 41.
But
I think.
$70K in Daytona Beach, my God, you might as well be Ron Rice. You got a parrot on your shoulder. You got multiple snakes. You got a trailer. You got a big screen 70-inch TV, Xbox Series X. You got the whole nine.
Yeah. You live like you got a little inland.
By a couple streets back. You got a dune buggy.
Yeah, by the wing house.
Yeah,
you
go up to the Shark Lounge and see some of those old scuzz buckets up there shaking it.
But you're 25 minutes from the beach. You got
in that dune buggy, you're about 15 minutes from.
3-2 flat roof, old Florida house.
Yeah, old Florida house. Smoke weed in the back, couple tiki torches.
$290. All right, Matt. That sounds like a pretty good deal. Do you know if getting your CDL in Canada is harder than the United States? Do they have like more strenuous rules?
It's not a CDL there. They have a CDLA.
I think to get it in Ontario, the province that I live in here, I think you have to go. It's like a 6 or 8 week school that you have to go do, and I think it costs about $12,000 to go do that.
Yeah,
I
have no idea what it costs in the States or what it's like.
You just skipped the school and just took the test, though, right?
That's what I did.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can do that anymore.
Wow.
Like I think because of all the highway or like the. I don't want to say it, but you know what I mean.
Because of all the people like me.
Because the accidents
that just show up and start driving that don't know what's going on.
You know what's funny about this is that why would you go to CSB and try to become
a radio superstar?
Because I think it's like 9 weeks, and then you could go to this guy's even if you did the training that he didn't do, 6 weeks.
Yeah.
You're out. You're driving the truck, $70K. That's not bad to me. Like if that were what I were up against, and it was guaranteed, like Dan. This is how you're going to pull yourself out of this hole. You do this, $70K, 6-week program. Man, I'd be
gotta have that $12K to take the program though.
Yeah, but I'd be skimping.
Yeah, but we have lots of government funded.
There you go.
Like government pays for everything up here. So
we don't have that. Hold on.
Like that Andrew Liskow. Remember the guy in the question mark suit that would be like, "There's tons of government grants out there that you can take advantage of." That guy.
Yeah. They don't got to pay for nothing. They just hand out money up here.
I love it.
Yeah, but that's why.
Canada.
But you only take home the $35,000 out of 70.
You pay for healthcare here.
Before you go,
and it sucks.
Are the strip clubs in Canada as magnifique as I hear?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I needed to know.
Still throwing loonies and toonies up there.
Yeah, you make it snow instead of rain.
All right, Matt. All right. Well, how'd you start listening to us in Canada?
How did I find out listening to you?
Yeah.
I was actually, it's funny. I don't know.
You have no idea how you found us?
Hold on. No, I was listening to a podcast, and they mentioned you guys, but I can't remember which podcast it was.
Oh, I bet it was Swervy Jones when he had a show.
Was it Bert
Kreischer? I don't know, because
it was
probably a couple years ago now. It would have been
Dan Cummins?
I bet you it was Joe
three
Coy.
or 4 years ago.
Maybe Joe Coy on the Koi Pond.
Hold on. What podcast you like? We can narrow it down because it's either Dan Cummins, Bert Kreischer. I think that's the only.
I hope it was Tom.
No, it would have been Dan Cummins then. But I know it would have been Dan Cummins. Time suck.
Okay.
Dan Carlin.
Hardcore history.
No, I do like hardcore history a lot. That's a good one. He wrote a book. Hey, Dan Carlin. That's a good book.
Oh, you're so Canadian. I love it.
Yeah,
that's
you rule, dude.
It's interesting because we honestly, you're the maybe one of the.
Are we replacing Canadian Josh with Canadian Matt?
That'd be sweet.
I bet
Canadian
no
Matt doesn't
offense
care.
to Canadian Josh, but I feel like Canadian Matt's got a bigger penis.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, Canadian Matt doesn't want to do any. I mean, you don't want to do any research about stories or like you
he just wants to dump his fuel $70K. I'm with you, man. Yeah,
it was pretty hard for me to get to meet the deadline to get on the phone with you guys today.
We'll let you go. We gotta let you go.
I could do research and shit.
There's another one, Tim. We gotta get you out of here.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Congratulations on winning. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you to Dan Cummins for the plug.
Spread the word in Canada.
And keep spreading the word and keep dumping your fuel.
I will. Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, Matt. Pretty interesting. I rarely meet anybody that's heard of our podcast through. What did I thought
he was giving us candy. I was gonna punch him right in the face.
How dare you? It is our Tom and Dan gummy bear pins.
These are great. Perfect for Halloween. We are a little candy treat. My daughter's going to love this because her and I love Haribo gummy bears or Haribo gummy bears.
Butler, when they're going to be out of Holobox?
They can be there today.
Wow. All
right. Butler will drop them off this afternoon.
Thank you, Butler. Appreciate that.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Corporate Time. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. We've got Sofa and Suds coming up November 14th. Races start at 2. So thanks so much to ABC Fine Wine and Spirits, justcallmo.com, and securedroofingandrestoration.com for being our sponsors of that.
It's going to be so fun.
It's free.
I feel like I had people telling me about this. Went to the dentist. Every person in the dentist office was like, you going to Sofa Suds, Sofa Suds, Sofa and Suds, Sofa and Suds? I'm like, yes, I will be there. I have to be there. I'm obligated to be there.
Yeah.
But it is my ultimate.
I like sofas.
I really do.
like suds.
And I like beer. Yeah, man. And it is absolutely my favorite event. Haven't been to Sanford in a minute, so I'm excited to go down there and see all of your smiling faces. Let's jump into some voicemail messages. This one might just be an aside. We get so many of these. This might be the same message I played, but I don't believe it is. I think this is just another one. Yeah, that's different.
Hello, my name is Carol Burkhalter. My order number was 236 on 8/26.
She got all her information
ready.
ready.
I didn't receive it until a week and a half ago. I just now today got a guy from IBM to come and hook it up.
IBM?
And he cannot hook it up. It will not work. He works on the huge machines for IBM, and it will not work.
Now that just sounds like
now
me.
Here's a question.
Hey, I work on the huge machines for IBM, and this just ain't going to work. He does not. That's a lie.
Oh, God.
Now, what is the company
Signaltech.
again? Signaltech.
Signaltech.
What do they provide again?
If you're
Do you
just
remember?
joining A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan.
Is it a scam?
Signaltech, I believe, is a Wi-Fi signal
booster, you're correct.
And our number, the 1-844-TOM, the letter N, Dan, 1-844-TOM and Dan, that number is one digit off from Signaltech's old person hotline, and we get all of these wonderful voicemails. She continues.
So I need to have you guys call me back and give me a return off so that I can mail it back to you and get a refund. Again, my phone number is 67-Walter-0483. Thank you.
I am wondering, because I'm looking at the Signaltech website, their contact us number is not close to our number. But also, like, everyone has so many problems with them. Is it just a scam? Does it not work?
Okay,
Are they just selling Bobo products?
I just realized that I'm going to deep dive on you. I think I figured this out. Their number is one number off, but not of our vanity number. We have two hard line numbers that go to our interface, our phone line interface here in the studio.
It's
just
not
like,
the one from the website.
Yeah, just like a radio station, right? We're exactly like a radio station. The only difference is we don't have a tower, but everything else is exactly the same, right? We have an audio interface that, I worked on with some of the guys from, Real Radio. They're engineers. I bet you one of our true landlines is one number off. And it bypasses our vanity number and goes straight to our line.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Could you imagine a more miserable job?
I'm going to call this number and see if it comes to our voicemail.
That would be awesome. If it did. Yeah, go ahead. Give it a buzz.
No, it's old people. They're doing one number off. And
this isn't one number off, though. Again, unless... But it's a 1-800 number, so...
Yeah, but it's probably I bet you it's close to our number in some way. Our true number, not our vanity line.
But could you imagine a more miserable job than doing customer service for one of these tech companies that, offer some Wi-Fi boost or whatever? Like the amount of old people that are mad as hell calling you because they can't figure out how to work their stuff.
But you know that. No, you know that going into it. So I would say they aren't miserable. I would counter what you're saying by saying they already know what they're doing. They don't answer these calls.
Well, I'm sure they got some customer service.
I don't think they do.
No?
I think they say they do.
It's all some sort of call center in India or something like that?
Yeah, probably.
Because it just imagine walking through each old person and you're trying to all right, turn on your computer. It must be excruciating.
Well, there are jobs where that is the specialty, right? For instance, pediatric dentist. Yeah. Why would you choose that? It seems difficult, right? Screaming kid, don't want to hold their mouth open, they're scared. Why would you pick pediatric dentist? Gynecologist, why would you pick that? You're going to see some trauma, right? You're going to see some weird stuff.
Yeah, but
why would you choose that?
Those people go into those fields because they're made, like when you're working at a call center or some sort of customer service for some tech company, that's not your dream job.
No, but I mean your product, when you're making this Wi-Fi booster, you've done the analytics. You know this is an old person product. This is not a young person product. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know what lane you're in.
The company.
And if it's the old person's lane, you don't want that job.
Well, the company just hires whoever is willing to answer the phone, or they sub it out to some call center. All I'm saying is dealing with this lady on the phone all day, I'm just saying sounds miserable to me. I'd much rather be a roofer. I'd rather do physical labor than talk all day on a phone with old people that can't figure out their electronics. That is the definition of torture to me.
Unless they couldn't vet me, like... If I was working at a smaller if it was a local computer repair shop, I think I could gaslight and lie to the old people on the phone enough to make my job very easy. Like, they'd call in wanting legitimate help, and I'd be able to, like, if they were recording my phone calls, I wouldn't be able to do this. But if it were a small mom and pop, I would be able to just monkey around with the old person and then tell them I don't know what the problem is and hang up with them and have a cushy job, I feel like.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if you're Signal Tech, you've got people that answer phones in customer service that just deal with old people that can't figure out how to use their equipment.
They must sell a lot of these because we get a lot of calls.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Let's try this one because I have a variation of this, but I'm not like this guy.
Dan, I just had a quick question for you about your OCD because I'm also clinically diagnosed with OCD, and my roommates keep making fun of me for this one thing I do in my car, which is if the volume, my volume in my car goes up to 60, but if the volume is at like 45, inching towards 50, about to hit 60, I have to check everything else because if I can't hear it comfortably at like 50, it bothers me. Like, I think there's something wrong with my ears or that there's a window open. And I do not like being close to the max volume or like not being able to have any wiggle room left. I don't know why. But
okay, I'll pause you there. I too, if I'm listening on my iPhone and I have an earbuds or I have on like my Apple headphones or whatever, if I am inching up to the threshold of full volume, I need that wiggle room. I don't like because I know I shouldn't be up that high. You know what I mean? Like, to me, I'm like, why am I up this high? I shouldn't be up this high. I should be able to listen to it perfectly with a little bit of space in case I get into a situation where I need a little juice and I got a little juice in the tank. So I understand what this man is saying.
So what happens if what if you need max volume to hear?
And I don't have any left?
Yeah.
Then I'd rather just turn it off.
That's a weird thing.
Yeah, it is a weird thing.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing.
Yeah, it is a crazy thing. He continues.
I cannot accept, like, being 10% or 5% away from max volume. It makes me think something's going on in my car or something is unusually loud or I'm going deaf. I just wanted to know if that was maybe something you relate to because I know you're particular about some things in your car. All right, love the show, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm very particular about stuff like that. I have a different variation of that. I don't think that mine is quite as bad as that. I'll give you for instance as for mine. If I put down my side windows, if I crack them, if I do it to the left and right windows, they need to look the same. So if my right window goes all the way down, then the left window or right has to go all the way down. If I do it like a half, where the angle of the window going down is in the corner, then the other one has to be lined up. I can't have it.
It has to be symmetrical.
It has to be symmetrical like that. Here's another one. On my car radio, my stereo. The volume button, I don't use the volume button. Who uses the volume button? Nobody does. You use everything on your steering wheel if you have a relatively newer car.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, but you do have that option.
I do, yes,
but you always had older cars.
Yeah.
You need to learn how to do it. It's great. It's great. It's awesome. But that allows me to leave my volume control, the one long line of the tiny little hash marks on the volume control. I can leave it straight up where it should be instead of having it just be rando sloppy clock all over the place where it just goes in any direction. It's got to be straight up and down, and it can't be leaning one click to the left or one click to the right. It has to be straight up and down. Change it on the steering wheel.
This is how opposite I am from Daniel. My wife borrowed my truck the other day, and she texted me. She's like, I didn't know you had Apple CarPlay. in your truck.
You didn't either, did you?
You plug it in,
idea.
you have everything at your fingertips.
But I'd always charge my phone through the port, like the cigarette lighter
God.
port.
You don't even care.
She charged, she used the port in the center console.
3 years.
That's where the Apple
3
CarPlay.
years.
And then I'm like, I had no idea either. That was
but you know what sucks about that is that's a feature you pay for.
Right.
You could have bought a cheaper truck.
I just had no idea. Don't care. It's like I could wear 2 different sandals. I could go through. I mean, I don't notice things that are wrong. This is what I'll die from cancer for sure if I get it, because I won't notice any of the warning signs. I don't notice any signs.
Well, it starts where your hands start tingling.
God, I
don't
do
notice
that one
nothing.
Too. I got a lot of these. I don't have the one that this gentleman called in, but I do have the one frogging Molly in our Twitch chat rooms talking about. Twitch.tv/TomAndDanLive. She says, my husband thinks I'm crazy because I turn everything off in the car before I exit the car. Yeah, me too. I turn everything off. Air conditioner, radio, I turn it all off, and then I get out of the car. When I get in the car, turn everything on.
No.
I never turn anything off. I don't even turn my car off when I'm putting gas in it.
Oh my God. You're an old jean shorts go-gator. That's bad.
No, it doesn't, what does it matter? Like,
Well, you're supposed to turn the engine off.
Yeah.
It says it on the pump.
Yeah, that's, conservative dive tables. Like you're supposed to, check your nitrox saturation levels to see how deep you can go. 90 feet. Fine.
Yeah, that one, I do that one. I'm trying to think if there's any other car things that I do.
My wife's got tons of these things, and I'm like, this is insane. Like, what you're talking about, like, she's got the thing where if she goes to the bathroom at a restaurant, she has to come back the same way. Because it's like,
I never do. I get lost.
I do that. Yeah, I do that just so I won't get lost.
I do get lost. Though. I get lost.
too.
I always get lost.
I get lost
and then
everywhere.
I get anxiety. I'm like, I'm lost in the.
I have a freak out.
And then I'm like, I'm lost in Olive Garden, and
my husband calls me disoriented Sammy for this exact reason.
And then I feel bad because normally I was like, I'm lost in Ale House. I can't get back to my table. I smoked weed in the bathroom. They're gonna know it's me. I have to go to my car.
Yeah.
For her, it's like some sort of. She's like, there's like imaginary string tied to my back, and if I go a different way, it's
I
like
bet
the
you
string.
love the imaginary string analogy.
No, listen, I just sit there. I've learned my lesson. I just, all right.
Yeah,
but in my mind,
okay.
I'm like, this lady's insane.
Oh my God.
And all that stuff, like, my wife has to, God, I'm trying to think of all the other crazy things. Like, everything has to be locked at all times.
Well, yeah, I mean, I do that.
My friend, like, Fernando's got this. I noticed, like, he has to check all the door locks before he goes to bed and, like, make sure everything's secure.
I do that.
Yeah, I do that.
What?
That's what normal homeowners do. You shut all the doors, you turn on the alarm.
Set my alarm, yeah.
I'm not joking. At one time, I left my back door completely open all night long, and
I
I didn't tell my wife.
This.
I was like, "Oh, man, the door's open."
You have children, man.
I didn't want to talk about this. The studio was compromised yesterday. Who locked up?
I did.
Oh yeah,
all the lights were on.
The lights I did forget.
The alarm was on, but the door was wide open.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was unlocked. When I got here, the lights are all on. I thought somebody was here. I opened it.
No,
and
I locked it both with my hand. I heard the click. And
it wasn't locked. It was wide open.
And the alarm's on, and
the alarm was on. It would have gotten anybody to pull the door, but I just opened the door because I saw all the lights on. I was like, oh, they're here. And I opened the door, and the alarm went off.
Well, that doesn't make any sense because I locked it.
Yeah, we got problems. I'll call
that's
Jesus.
good.
Jesus will fix it. He fixes everything.
But again, you shouldn't live like either me or Daniel.
No.
A happy medium in between, where some OCD is probably good for protection, and no OCD is you'll die of cancer. Right? I mean, you won't notice anything. So that, or whatever you didn't do will kill you. Lots of things.
Indeed. Let's continue with this one. It has died down a little bit. The EJ deal with Nerd Jock.
Uh-huh.
The controversy surrounding what we're going to do with it. I don't know where we're at with it. I mean, last we talked, he came back on, he did the segment.
And it seemed like we didn't get too much guff from our listeners.
I like that. You need to say guff more.
They didn't say, like, what happened? So it seemed to calm down.
Yeah, let's try this.
Hey, Tom and Dan. So this is for a corporate time and why EJ should be fired anytime he talks about Pokemon. So to preface, I'm the leader of the Discord for Pokemon in Orlando with 15,000 people, And every time EJ talks, we are just dogging on him every time on all the false knowledge he's providing on Pokemon. Almost every single thing he says about Pokemon, wrong. That Oreo thing, wrong. His knowledge on Pokemon, wrong. Fire this guy. Every week we are in there just tagging him and dogging on this guy. And we just are like cringing in our cars as we're listening to this guy on the radio spew just fake Digimon knowledge.
There you go.
Something makes me very happy that the nerds hate EJ too.
Oh, and
also,
this is
like that guy was like complaining, but like never changed his voice at all. He's like, da 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 wrong. Da, 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 da,
yeah.
wrong. Very chill.
That's monotone Monty. Like he's a very,
So
I need that guy to do a sleep podcast for me.
I don't know what is EJ getting wrong about Pokemon. I thought that was the only thing he got
here's the
right.
thing, none of us know anything about Pokemon,
Right.
so we just assume he's talking about.
It's kind of like you with gambling. I don't know anything about gambling, so when you go into
I don't think you know anything about gambling either.
when you go into your gambling spiels, I point to you. I'm like, look, he's doing it.
He knows the terminology, but I don't know.
I know, but what all EJ talks about is the different Pokemon fests and stuff like that.
Well,
and
no, but like stuff he catches or going to the gyms and then battling other trainers.
The Oreo thing, I think he was wrong about that.
The Oreo thing, like he gets he does have a lot of misinformation.
My sons are into Pokemon cards now.
Yeah,
it's my worst nightmare.
There you go.
Yeah, because you've been giving them out every time they pull their weenie out.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, what's a Pokemon? It's cards for.
It's a Pokeweenie.
Yeah,
I bought one deck, and I started.
Decks for dicks.
I started, giving them out like the stage 1. It seemed like this is evolved.
Stage 1.
There's like basic and evolved. I need to ask EJ today about this.
He's not gonna know.
Do they play the game or do they like just having the cards?
No, they play against each other.
Cool.
And but they play it wrong.
I was gonna say I'm surprised they know how to play.
No.
There we go.
Well, you can make up your own rules, I guess, right?
No, you can't. Well, that's what I think.
Country. It's a free country.
You can, but it's not. But then what are you doing?
You're not really playing the game.
Yeah, you're not playing the game by its rules, and for sure, because Max comes running out, he's like, "What's 130 minus 80?" Or vice versa. With she'll be like, "What's 30 minus 130?" And then Chris will be like, "It's negative 100." And then Max will run back in. He's like, "negative 100." And I'm like, "No, I don't think he meant it. Like you're giving negative. I think he meant it the opposite way."
Well, that's not how he asked.
I thought, well, that's what she said. I'm like, they don't know to ask like that. You're saying negative numbers, but there's.
Well, you got to teach them, Tom.
Oh, they don't want to learn. They're stubborn like the crow. She don't want to learn nothing. She hates being taught anything.
She does hate being taught stuff.
And my sons hate being taught, and they think they know everything.
How do people that hate being taught learn things?
They don't learn nothing.
Mistakes?
But then, no, I don't know. My sons are making mistakes. They're doing things wrong. They don't want to learn the right way to do things. Anyway. But now we've run out of all the good cards, so we're just giving them the garbage. And
do they even know what's good or bad?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, how do they know?
They tell me, they're like, yeah, you've been slacking. They tell me, they're like,
you've been slacking.
Well,
they're the ones that ain't been washing their weenies.
Yeah, you haven't been pulling your wiener out there.
Well, they just say the cards that you've been giving us are garbage.
We're not pulling it back anymore.
So there's no more evolved cards. There's no more energy.
You gave away all the good ones first. You didn't space it out.
Yeah.
Oh,
because you're all about giving them
making
the best
happy.
instantly. Yeah. That's what happened. So you're like, hologram card, first one you get.
Yeah. So now I need some better
and now
ones. I don't know where to get
Pidgeys. All you got left are Pidgeys and.
Where do you get the good ones?
Rat-a-tat.
EJ's got some,
I
right?
guess we'll ask EJ.
I think he only does the digital versions.
He's got some sort of cards.
I don't think he does the real cards because he's too poor.
No, he makes some sort of money. He bought that fence. That thing's like $8,000.
I think his wife.
Yeah. She's
Mycon did her well.
He works. He's got his janitor position like that.
He don't get paid that much.
Yeah, but nowadays he's at least bringing in what? 48?
I think he's on his way down now, right?
45.
Like
he's been there for like 10 years.
I feel like he peaked 2 years ago at his job, and now he's on his decline, right?
Well, he's worked there long enough. He's
flying under the radar now.
Yeah, he just he's doing his bit at lunch. No one cares. He's
even he doesn't care about the bed. I can tell.
Yeah. As long as the printer's full of paper and the ink's in there, they don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everybody's saying the Pokemon Go is way different than the actual card game. I to tell you the truth, I had the cards, but I truly only collected them for their rarities. And then when I finally sold them, I got a little bit of money back for them. So you might actually
Pokemon cards?
Yeah.
when
way back in the day,
like as an adult,
early 2000s, late 90s, yeah.
Like
when they in that bubble, because it's had different resurgences, like or it gets popular. It's always been popular, but it goes through like different waves, I guess, just like anything. Wrestling does it too.
I could just buy any car. Are there knockoff cards? I imagine they're fake ones, right?
There probably are fake
Amazon
ones that you could. Well, no, probably not on Amazon. I bet those are flagged, but you could probably
Alibaba for sure.
Yeah, you could find them from
I'll find you some fake ones.
Regular groups.
Yeah, they don't know any different.
No.
They just want something better. They want rare ones.
But how are they know? How do they know what's rare?
Exactly.
They know somehow. Like when they
are they looking them up?
They're on. I mean, I guess all the information on the card, it says like a bunch of things, numbers and whatnot.
But
and then
all
their
it has
stages.
you could write rare on there, right? Or like,
we'll just have Butler make a bunch of fake cards.
or if you told
they
them,
know.
if you're like, this is rare,
They
they'd
don't
be like,
know.
ooh, it's rare.
You said your kids don't notice nothing.
They'll notice that like this is it evolved and this is stage 1 with this much. They know somehow about this. They talk to their friends at school.
Yeah,
they tell me
that's how they get it.
Yeah, and anyway, so I'm slacking on the Pokemon cards.
Oh, we got to get you some.
They just I'm gonna get EJ to send me some.
Yeah.
He's
Give
got
us
some
your doubles.
He's got some. I mean, why does he even have them anymore?
You're a grown ass man. It's time to grow up. We got to take a break.
All right, bye. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. It's Nerd Jock.
Nerds. Jack. Nerds. Jack. Nerds.
Jock, nerd, jock, nerd.
Jack.
It's Nerd Jock with EJ. EJ, Pokemon nerds are mad at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that voicemail. If you're in charge of a Discord, you are a complete loser.
Wow.
That's a pretty harsh word for my God.
Yeah, man, why would you do that? The guy
he's part of your
Well,
brother.
I think you're calling Juan a
He's
loser.
just doing this to bust my balls, and I'm going to go right back as hard at him.
He's part of your Pokemon brother, and
you guys are Pokemen together,
like
Poke team.
I feel like if someone
catching them all.
Like I'm not in. Like if someone had like a one-wheel club and was super into
That's
it,
not
or
your thing though. You're more of a lone wolf.
But I'm not gonna be mad at them, and I still like the fact that they like one wheels like I do. So I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like I figured EJ would like the fact that someone else is an adult is actually likes Pokemon like he does. Because it's for kids and all that.
You know what I hate is every day he leaves, he looks at me and he's like, "One love, one world, one wheel." And then he kisses a peace sign and he puts it out, and I'm like, "Get out of here, Tom."
He's contractually supposed to say that
Yeah,
now.
he's obligated to say that.
I don't like the one wheel.
What? You were just trying to lease one off him?
I'm just trying to act like a human.
He hates everything. So wait a minute.
You guys don't come after me with fire.
The robot's shutting down. He no longer even wants to emulate being a human.
I can no longer use this beard program to fake that I like stuff.
My fake teeth hurt.
I had a fake root canal today from a Russian real man.
Tired. Who opens their dentistry at 7:30? Why so early?
Mine does.
People gotta
at
get their
7 o'clock.
teeth
I
done.
go for my appointment at 7 a.m. every time.
It's too early. I gotta
And
wait.
she's a hot Colombian lady. If you want my dentist, I'll give you her number.
My dentists are all men, as it should be, and my hygienist is a hot lady, as it should be.
Well, both the hygienist and the dentist are both.
It's
hot.
not a hygienist. That is a band. That's a band with
Hygienist.
Phil Collins
See,
in it.
I expect the dental hygienist to be like
A gentle dentist.
sweet and good bedside manner, and like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like rubbing their boobs on her head. That's what
Not
they do.
what I have. Not what I have. She was taking the sucker.
What'd you get, a
the
broom Helga?
She was rooting around in the back of my throat. Like,
So you don't choke.
No, but she was putting it too long. And I'm like,
She's like, let's see how this guy's gag reflex is.
You're sucking too low, lady. You're
Choke
killing
on
me.
it.
she was stabbing the back, like where your cheeks meet.
The uvula.
Where your cheeks meet, you should never be that low.
Did she touch the little dangly thing?
That's
hanging
called,
off your
that's
throat?
called a duodenum. She's poking at your duodenum.
That's the Cardi
I'm
B.
like, too far, lady. And then she is murdering my lips.
I'm going to kill his lips.
She is
Kill
murdering
him good.
And I don't want to complain. Like, I don't want to be like, I hurt. Like, I don't like that. I like.
Excuse me, Broom Helga. You're
Yeah.
killing my uvula.
Like, the doctor's like, let me know if you need a break. But he's a Russian or whatever. And so I don't want to be a P word. So I just take but I'm in agony, and I can't breathe. Like the phlegm in my
wait,
throat
don't
is stuck.
Yeah, when people say that, it's
So
bad.
I'm
When you say I
trying
can't
to
breathe.
cough out the phlegm to breathe every 2 Mississippis. And
No, you're
Tom's
supposed
gonna
to say
die
something.
in the dental chair.
Wait a minute, that's
murdering my
bit.
lips.
Dying in the dental chair
Nah,
is
he's
my.
gonna, 'cause he doesn't wanna complain.
I was first
Blood.
on it. I passed out in the dental chair. Don't take my bit.
He's taking it.
Always trying to outdo me. I get the medium pile carpet. What does he do at home floor store?
High.
High pile carpet. What does he do? I get a cool new bike. He's, look at my one wheel. He's always trying to outdo me. I got a 72-inch TV. Got a 74-inch TV.
You fainted at a teeth cleaning when they told you that you needed more fluoride.
And then you decided that you're
They're
going to
murdering
take
my gums.
bit.
No, they were murdering my mouth. I don't even want to look inside.
You don't want to look inside.
It's one of my teeth is all bumpy, like one of those.
Well, they spilled the concrete in
one
there.
of those warty pumpkins.
Oh, yeah, warty pumpkin tooth.
I got a warty pumpkin tooth. It's blood. All I taste is blood.
Oh, still?
My jaw. Anyway, sorry.
My jaw. My neck.
It's my own fault. What do you got, EJ?
First story.
Let's start with nerd stuff, okay? Jodie Whittaker has filmed her last episode of Doctor Who. She's the female doctor, and she's on her way out. So they're looking for a 14th doctor.
Oh, wow. So one season, that's it, huh? For the old...
3 seasons.
Yeah,
She did
three seasons? Didn't seem like she did 3 seasons.
It didn't feel like it, right? It felt like it's just one season, but it was 3 seasons.
I think the pandemic altered my time because I was going to make a joke
sure.
about her only doing 1 season, but 3, I guess that's about right.
So did they replace her and just add a new?
She started in 18. Yeah, they're gonna. They filmed a regeneration, but they haven't figured out who's going to be the 14th Doctor, or they have it and they're just not telling anyone yet.
Does that bother any of you when you have a story like we're here, EJ. What happened?
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, we're still seeing you.
Yeah, you're fine.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. It froze for a second. This was like,
it's your internet connection. Trust me. I've been through this millions of times.
If there's a different actor playing a part in some series or a sitcom, it bothers me too. Yeah,
I never like it.
It depends,
Darren's,
I guess.
Darlene's, doesn't matter what.
That didn't.
Or
Becky. That didn't bother me. I got to be honest.
All of that bothers me. I don't like it.
We have higher standards now, though. I feel like back then it's like you get what you get.
And you don't say,
don't throw a fit. Yeah. Well, it's just like there was not that much out there. You're like, oh, well, it's I can't watch anything else. Married with Children is the only thing on TV.
And I don't like it when if you've been in a show and you've become that character to me, then you can never do anything else. It's like Michael J. Fox in the 80s. He's Alex P. Keaton.
Mm-hmm.
There is no Spin City in my brain. You see what I'm saying?
Well, what about Teen Wolf and
No, it doesn't
Back
exist.
to the Future?
It doesn't exist.
And Back to the Future. Marty McFly.
Whatever burned the hottest for you, that's what you are. James Gandolfini, bless his heart, if he were still around, you're never not Tony Soprano to me because that thing blew up too big and you're just going to have to be there for forever. I'm sorry. Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., that's you. Less Than Zero, all that other garbage, that doesn't matter. 21 Jump Street doesn't matter. You're Iron Man.
For whatever reason, it doesn't matter except for every actor in The Office. I cannot buy them in any other role.
Jack Reacher, Treacher, Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips, whatever that guy, no.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Plus, I don't like you, Krasinski. There's something sinister about you. I can see it in your eyes. And then that other guy, Ed Helms, notoriously, supposedly an a-hole, right?
Really?
You kind of feel it, I think, a little bit. Every woman on The Office, they were the best. The female actors on The Office, in my opinion, are the funniest ladies in comedy. The lady that was in The Office that played Michael's boss, who he fell in love with, not the one he ended up with, Jan,
yeah.
She's on Dancing with the Stars now. She's awesome.
Yeah, but
that lady is hilariously funny.
But it's still Jan from The Office. Same thing with Jenna Fisher. Anytime she's in anything
no,
else,
I'm with you.
like,
I'm
you're
with you on this
Pam.
one. Yeah, you're always Pam because it blew up too big. You're always Jan.
Yeah, even Steve Carell.
Sorry.
I don't have that problem. Never watched The Office.
See, yeah, that's good. Don't ever watch it.
No, I wasn't planning on it.
Yeah, it's good though. It's a solid watch.
What else we got, EJ?
Okay, well, since we're talking about actors that played other characters, Brendan Fraser just got hired to be on the new Batgirl movie, and possibly he's going to be Firefly.
Yeah,
Brendan
he's
Fraser
not looking great
He's
lately.
a big fat tub of crap now, right?
He's not looking good.
I mean that with love. I mean, like everybody's making fun of him,
Yeah,
right?
but he's awesome in Doom Patrol.
In Doom Patrol, he plays the fat robot. Yeah, he's got a bad internet
Yes.
connection, I feel like, today. You know what?
And they
This is the
only show,
nail.
like, sometimes they show
Is this it?
Look, at the
Yeah,
very
it's all over the
least, if
place.
you can't have a good internet connection, then it doesn't matter how bad your bid is, right? That's just science.
Yeah. It's like you're Sam Darnold right now.
Yeah. This is an excellent. Okay.
And you had a couple good ones at the beginning, and then it's been bad, and then it's like this next game. If
This
it's
is
bad, you're done.
Yeah, and it'd be
Sammy.
like he just goes
So
out there
the
and he doesn't
internet's
even have any
Christian
pants
McCaffrey
on.
is what you're saying.
Yeah. Without C-Mac and with some of your weapons, you got nothing. You reverted back to your most interceptions ever. And that's the thing. When you're Sam Darnold, don't set a record for most or most turnovers by a one player or tie the record of all time.
That one hurt.
Yeah. Once you get to one below the record, like you got to do
go
whatever.
Sit out. You just gotta pull me. Pull yourself. You pull yourself.
You do not have the tenure to do that. When you are on the brink of being cut and being benched, you're done, Sam Darnold.
Now, I will say the chat room disagrees with us immensely. It seems like the chat room, and you can be a part of the chat room, twitch.tv/Tom and Live, Monday through Friday. We are live on the streaming platform Twitch. They seem to think that old Brendan Fraser is a national treasure. That's the term that they're using.
I'm not saying anything about anything other than what he looks like right now.
Yeah, we're just
looking
being
good.
rude. Yeah, he doesn't look good. He doesn't look like the Brendan
He
Fraser.
looks like a big frog.
Yeah, we're body shaming him. Sure, that's what we do
He
here.
lost his neck.
Wow, I never found mine.
Well, he's went through a hard life, like his divorce and that back injury that he got from the Mummy movies. That really messed him up.
I would say
See,
that
I'm not familiar with any of
I
that.
would say that there are a lot of people that have harder lives than Brendan.
That's true.
Yeah. Also, you're rich, so you
Yeah,
could
you're
throw
fine.
you could throw money at exercise and nutrition, and it works out. Like if you got the right amount of money for people cooking your meals or prepping your meals, and then you have a personal trainer, you can get it together, right? Like a lot easier than the person that can't afford any of that.
Right. That's correct.
So, what is Firefly?
Firefly is a character that usually fights Batman. He's an arsonist. He usually has like a flamethrower and he flies like a fly. And usually he's like a C-list character, usually. But he's been in like some of the Gotham Knights game he was in. He's in some of those games.
Okay, arsonist is terrifying to me. Okay, I can get behind arsonist. And that's something kind of new, right?
Yeah, you hardly ever see arsonist as a bad guy in most of the comic.
I would agree with it. Okay, look, I'm trying to be fair to the nerd segment, and I'm okay. Arsonist is scary. Burning alive is terrifying to me, so I'm okay with this.
The problem with a flamethrower as a weapon is that it only has a certain range. So no matter what, I'd make.
Well, he can fly though. He can fly over you and flame you good.
True, I guess being able to fly like a firefly takes the range a little bit out of it. But no matter what, though, even if you could fly and had a gun, seems more dangerous and deadly than a flamethrower. Although burning someone alive is way more scary.
It's a statement.
But it's like
when you burn someone alive, that's a statement.
Slower death.
Imagine you could fly and then have a
Could survive fire too.
Yeah, harder.
You're not gonna, you're
well,
gonna be crispy, but
you would have to burn them and then shoot them while they're burning.
But I feel like Batman, like his suit is flame retardant.
That would be the first place he starts. It's like, look, we
Except
got the
for his
suit.
lips.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This area right here.
Yeah. Burns his face. Bottom of his face right off, but his eyes are beautiful.
Got to put some Vaseline on your lips. You're gonna burn
it
those.
makes it worse.
No,
and
it's
your
like
eyes.
scuba diving. You put the Vaseline around the edges so his cowl keeps it tight. It's just like scuba diving. It keeps it tight on
Like
his
an
face.
O-ring.
Maybe he's got does Batman have a suit? Well, yes, he does. I'm sure you can already hear Juan dancing in his boxers. Oh, yes, wait, there is. Batman probably has some suit where his face is like he's, oh, look at me, I'm astronaut Batman. I just had the astronaut suit in my car the whole time in the glove box.
Well,
here it is.
When he goes underwater, I think his suit can turn into some sort of scuba diving.
I want to
thing.
see in every movie before you start the Batman and you're flying through the halls, where they do the dramatic music, where the Warner Brothers logo flies bats, all of that. You got to go through the whole house and show me all the suits set up in cages. You got to show me all that.
Yeah, show me what you're working with.
You can't just pretend like Batman has, like I got to see his wardrobe with all the suits ready to go.
Well, that's the thing about Batman. He can win any fight with prep time. That's usually the scenario that every nerd comes up with. Like, if you have a fight, does Batman have prep time? That's usually the first question everyone says.
What is he,
Crap
Bill
time.
Belichick?
I need a week to study the
Basically
tape.
Bill Belichick of the
Get the hell out of here. Prep time.
So based on this, if you got Firefly with flamethrower and you got Batman who doesn't have his suit,
Off a bye week.
yeah.
Who wins every time?
Yes,
All
that's
right.
exactly it. He knows he's dealing with Firefly because it's an arsonist crimes, because he's the world's greatest detective. He knows he's going to run into that. He wears his flame retardant suit, and there you go.
You got any Pokemon stories so the Pokemon nerds can yell at you?
Yeah, they have an insatiable thirst.
November 1st is Denos de Mortes, and they're doing an event
Dennis
called
Daddy Mortes. Who the F is Dennis Daddy Mortes? It sounds
My
like,
Spanish
obviously,
is
that is
horrible.
Dennis Daddy Mortes is a war crime, right? I mean, that or a drug dealer.
So what are we doing
It's-
for Dennis Daddy Mortes?
On that, they're doing an event on Pokemon Go where you can catch specific Pokemon for the 1st and the 2nd of November, which is
So Dia de
the
los
Spanish
Muertos?
holiday, the Day of the Dead in
Yeah,
Mexico.
Day of the Dead,
So
the
do
Sugar
you-
Skulls.
Do you fight?
The Sugar Skulls,
Do you
stuff like
find some sort of dead Pokemon?
Yes, it's usually the ghost type Pokemon you're finding, like Shadow Claw. No, that's a type of move.
EJ.
Oh, you're doing it.
Oh,
You're doing
God.
it. Wait a minute. He did it. He did a perfect example. He said, "You're doing ghost Pokemon. You're finding those primarily, like like a haunted
Claw.
Shadow Claw. Oh God, that's not a ghost. That's a move. How do you get the moves mixed
Because
up?
I'm used to putting Shadow Claw on certain Pokemon. Okay,
Well, hold on.
The Pokemon
Hold on. That would.
Cubone,
Hold on.
Sunkern,
Hold on.
Murkrow,
He's freaking out, man.
Houndour,
Okay, you're-
Sableye,
I'm
Roselia.
It's Pokemon freak out.
Yeah.
You're
Go
freaking
ahead.
out.
Yeah, yeah.
My question is, without you talking, it's like talking to my daughter. I'm like, shut your mouth. That's what I do to Maisie. I'm like, shut your mouth. And that would be like, what you just did would be like me mixing up an extra point with Tom Brady. Right?
Maybe.
A move versus a character. That's how bad his Pokemon knowledge is. He
Yeah.
said Shadow Claw, which is a move.
It seems like you'd know more about it, EJ.
Correct.
I think that's where a lot of these problems stem from.
Well, the news just came today, so that's the reason why I'm not totally up on it. If it was an event that was ongoing right now,
Always an
I
excuse.
would know about it.
EJ, do you know anything about the cards? Because my son's like the cards, and
A little bit. My son collects the cards, but the best place to go is I got an email.
you
go
told
to
me.
Big League Sports and Pokemon Cards at Castle.
Oh,
Send
you
me
gotta-
the internet
You gotta
link.
saddle up
I
the
don't
Big
wanna
League
go
Sport. You
anywhere.
gotta drive up to
Do you
Big
want me
League
to drop
Sports.
the pin exactly where it is so I can
No,
give you directions
He doesn't want to
it?
drive anywhere.
Send me a link to
He wants
buy
to have
it
it shipped to his house.
so that someone delivers it to me on my doorstep. That's
I'm
how the
telling you,
world
take
works.
Your kids, they will love it because they give prizes if you go to the store. Like they have a wheel that you spin.
Don't
and you
want to
get
do that.
extra cards.
Wait a
Because
minute,
then they
that's
want to buy a
posters.
bunch
Wait
of
a
other
minute.
garbage.
They have a wheel you can spin. That's what they do at really low budget shoe stores. You go in there and you buy one pair, then you're spinning some wheel. Some clown is handing you a second pair of Crocs.
Does it go above level 1? How high does it go? It starts.
Like
at-
I said, I don't know that much about the Pokemon card game. Like that's my least
Oh.
knowledge out of all that stuff.
I got an update from Norm in our Twitch chat room, twitch.tv/TomAndDanLive. Norm says it's behind the old Don Pablos. He says they actually give out great prizes with the wheel. He's vouching for it.
Send
I'm
me
telling
the
you, your
internet.
kids will love it. No, take your kids there, make it a day thing. I know you have free time. Just do it.
I
know
don't-
you have
Don't
free
you love
time.
your kids?
What
Don't
about
you
me,
love
EJ, that makes you think I have free time? I
Well,
have no free time.
okay, I
Watch
would-
out, he went to the dentist today, EJ.
Okay,
You know
hold on. Based
hard
on,
I work.
Based on what
I heard
okay,
it was luck.
I heard a conversation earlier,
It's a percentage loss.
I was privy to a conversation earlier where someone who may have worked very hard on his irrigation may have been saying to his wife that he destroyed their home based on his irrigation.
No,
Oh,
just a
man.
leak, and she's out there
Oh.
poking around.
You gotta
That's a
slap
So
the-
what
you're
you
in
need to
trouble.
do is you need to go get the cards during your free time instead of using your free time to do irrigation, because the irrigation is something you can't do, but I know you can drive through a place and get cards.
I'm sending you the website where you can order online.
Ah, there you go. Thank you, Sam. See, Sam does.
No, drive through. You can get them today. You're not. You
Yeah,
can't get them
why
same
would you
day.
wait?
You can't get
Don't
them same
you want your
day.
kids
You're gonna
to have
have your
instant
son standing there with their
gratification? You don't love your
penises
kids.
ready for cards. You're not gonna
Oh
have
my
any.
God.
I've got enough to last me a couple more pools.
Yeah, but your kids know better. They know better now, and that you can't fool your kids.
I could fool them. They're easily fooled.
No.
Real dumb.
All right, next story. What else you got?
Okay, the last story I have for nerd stuff is Mattel is releasing a Greta the Gremlin doll, and it's part of the let's make sure I get this right, the Skelector series, which is basically like high school like re-representations of the characters. Like Greta the Gremlin is that female gremlin from Gremlins 2. They also have Lydia and Beetlejuice, and the twins from The Shining, and Pennywise the clown. And it's a doll. Your daughters will like it, Dan.
How many daughters you got, Dan?
I'm not telling.
Just one.
I got one that I know of.
She's not gonna want some stinky old gremlin from 80s movie. She has
She
no
won't
idea
even know
about
what
that.
it is. She'll probably
She's pretty
think
cute.
if it is the girl gremlin, I don't think May would find it attractive. She doesn't really like.
They really
Didn't she like
cuted it up.
Vampirina
It
or
actually
whatever?
looks
Yeah,
pretty attractive.
Vampirina. Yeah,
Yeah, but she's not gonna want. She has no reference to what the hell that is.
He's right.
It looks like a Bratz doll with a green wig. That's, I mean,
Oh, okay.
you know, it's got little green ears, but I mean, it looks like a Bratz doll.
I do like in those type of movies. There's always like E.T. did it too, where it's like put a wig on that disgusting monster
Yeah, put
and
a
then
bra on it and
My favorite part.
simulate E.T. has breasts. Put oranges in a bra and strap it to his disgusting alien turd monitor.
put a wig on this doo-doo monster and the world won't notice. It's like, of
All
course they
right.
want. This is a disgusting weirdo alien doo-doo monster.
Cue the turd bra with the wig and Reese's Pieces. Ouch, and that's cut.
Like, you put lipstick on a gremlin, you know what you get.
Yeah, Sarah Palin. I can see it from my house.
Yeah, but wasn't it Holly?
What
Quinn?
happened to
That's why
Palin?
they could get away with it.
I always found her to be
she in-
smoking hot.
Is she
dude.
still in politics? Remember that porno?
Smoke. Oh, remember it. I might own it on DVD. That's before Blu-ray, son. I always found her
What's
to
all-
be very attractive.
Didn't you get in like some sort of divorce and then the
Todd? She divorced Todd? I don't know.
Her old
I
man
I
and
don't,
then-
I don't really know much about these characters other than what other people tell me about them.
All right, let's get some sports done. We're running out of time, EJ. People only
Okay.
wanted 20 minutes.
Yeah, and we're already at 20, so make it a
All right,
3-second
let's
story.
Well, I went down to Miami this weekend for the 20th anniversary of the 2001 National Championship team and spent some time. I sent some of the pictures to Sam, and like it was a great time. I had a great time. It's one of the like nostalgia, and it was fun to hang out with the guys again. I should have asked some of them to pay my student loans off, but I forgot.
So I saw your social media, and it looked like they let you run out of
I
the.
run out of the smoke, yeah, and take pictures on the field. And the picture that Dan should pull up right now is me and Ed Reed. So I was talking to a Hall of Famer and hang out with him.
I can only get his eyeballs.
There's no way. Did he remember you?
Yeah,
there's
he
Ed
told
Reed.
Ken Miller that
There's-
he didn't remember me,
there's
but
you.
I don't think Ken was lying about that.
Did he say, "Hey, EJ," or did you like, "Hey," and then he was like,
No, I'm not known as EJ down in Miami because of Edrin James, so I'm known as either Crafty or Crafton.
So did he say, "Hey, Crafty," or did you go
Yeah.
up to him and be like, "Hey, I played with"? Did you play
Did
with
you
that
wear a
Reed?
shirt that said, "Hi, I'm Crafty"?
No. We all wore the Sean Taylor jersey, which we were supposed to wear like a polo, but all the players were like, "Nah, let's wear a Sean Taylor jersey." And then they made it like the university said that it was like a tribute for Miami.
So was it
for Sean Taylor?
So was it only the team that you won, or the team that you won, the team that won the national championship that you happened to be on and sitting on the bench?
Don't
with them?
ever do that again.
Or was it all like players within a certain time period, or what? How did they choose you?
It was everyone that was on the national championship team from the 2001 team. So like Reggie Wayne was there and David Njoku was there, but they weren't allowed to be in the hall suite or go on the field with us.
Why?
Because they weren't on that team. Like Reggie Wayne graduated the year before.
It doesn't matter. Let it. He's Reggie Wayne.
They weren't on the team when we won the title.
Yeah, but I'd
And that
rather
was the
see
difference.
Reggie Wayne than
you.
you.
Yeah, I'm like, who's that guy? Oh my God, Reggie Wayne.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Like a bunch of unknown. Just put all the stars that we know.
Yeah, it's like when my wife saw Tebow and Urban Meyer together. She's like, "Oh my God, Tebow!" And I knew Urban Meyer was there, but she didn't care.
Like anybody who didn't actually contribute to winning.
Yeah, put the
like,
winners
shouldn't
out
be
there.
allowed to run through, the smoke.
Ed Reed looks good. I just won him on Madden too. They have him. He's got his old helmet on and everything. That guy's a badass.
Like, think about it. You shouldn't even be allowed to get a ring if you, didn't like
touch the ball that game. Yeah, I agree with that.
Or if you did touch the ball and you had a bad play and you like fumbled or had negative yards, like no ring for you.
I agree with that. They give the dog. They give Ugga from Georgia. They give him a ring. I'm like, that's a goddamn dog.
Yeah, like the damn equipment people.
No equipment people. Those people are the worst. Doesn't anybody watch Ted Lasso? The equipment person's the villain.
Although I could add, I could make the argument that the equipment people at least helped the players that were playing.
No, the guy from the Predators never watched those jerseys. I smelled them.
Yeah, like EJ didn't do nothing. Like
he did 1 yard. How dare you?
He did less
but
than
not
the
in the national
guy.
championship game.
Well, I wasn't going to play that game for sure.
What'd you do in the national championship game? Pull your pud.
You're just a pud puller.
No, I watched Shaquille O'Neal steal one of the hats that was supposed to go to the players.
You were Bud Pud.
What did you do at the whole game? Just sit there and watch it?
You sat there and tugged in your pants.
That, and I also went on the stage at ESPN at the end and was with a clean jersey, which my high school coaches gave me so much crap about it because I didn't get in the game.
They knew you weren't going to get in. They coached you. They
next
knew.
time, at least roll on the field a little bit.
This is a good memory. You guys are crapping all over. You're in the field.
Well, I'm just saying. It's like I'm not.
This is not that impressive. You know what's more impressive? If Tom drove over to that Castleberry Pokemon shop and got those cards today, that's more impressive to me than anything you did in football. If he did, if Tom texts me, he's like, I'm here.
In next week. Just remember this.
If he's like, I'm here, I'm at Yu-Gi-Oh! Junction, I got the cards, I'd be like, you know what? You're a goddamn Hall of Famer.
What time did they let you run on the field? Was it like 2 hours before the game? Like when people
got
out
there with like some kids.
We went down 8 minutes before halftime and got on the field, and then at halftime they did a presentation and we took pictures.
What did they present you with? Did you get like a certificate of authenticity?
They gave us the Sean Taylor jerseys, it's a replica jersey. They gave us
a replica. They didn't even give you. They didn't even give you
us a football that has like commemorate the 20th anniversary. They gave us like masks.
Chinese garbage.
Besides from Ed Reed, was there any other stars from that? Because
Brian McKinney was there. DJ Williams. Rocky McIntosh.
Iraqi McIntosh. I didn't know they had Apple computers out there.
Where's Shockey? I know Winslow's in jail.
Shockey wasn't there. Philip Buchanan wasn't there. Jonathan Vilma wasn't there.
Andre Johnson.
A lot of the guys. Andre Johnson wasn't there. Vince Wilfork wasn't there. A lot of those guys have jobs that they like for NFL broadcasting.
I love you, buddy.
Too famous, and this is beneath them.
Yeah.
And the only one excited about this is Ed Reed, which they paid to be there.
You know what this is?
And a bunch of other fat dads like EJ.
You know what this is? This is Remy going to the Orlando Weekly Podcast Awards. That's what this is, right? You go to the Podcast Awards, you get the free food, you get the Gringos Locos, you get the drink tickets.
Yeah.
Those of us that, won it a lot.
They don't even get gringos anymore. It's pub subs.
We never even got our last award from the Weekly. Anyway, what one sports story, EJ?
Well, we definitely got to talk about the Brady 600 football that got tossed in the stands by Mike Evans. I know everyone's talking about it, but have you heard the new update?
Well,
of what he's getting?
Yeah, the guy wanted to play a round of golf with Tom Brady. And I don't know if he got it or not. You can give us the answer, give us the update. The guy,
I never heard about the golf thing. I heard,
this guy's
he got two signed jerseys from Tom Brady, a signed jersey from Mike Evans, his game-worn cleats, a helmet from Brady, season tickets for the rest of this year and next year. I'm hoping it's the same seats because those were good seats if he's right in the lower bowl.
Yeah, the last I read, which
but hold on, you're missing the story.
$1,000.
You're talking about the Romo thing?
No, I saw Samantha. You could look at. Brady gave the guy one Bitcoin. One Bitcoin. Well, why did you wear all the other stuff you mentioned wasn't worth one Bitcoin? One Bitcoin's like $64,000.
$65,000.
No, it's like 62 or 63 right now.
2,000, yeah.
And
what I think is that stuff that he signed and everything, it's an exchange for that football. And if you make sure that it's known that these are what he got for that football, I think it increases the value of the jerseys and stuff.
It does, but the Bitcoin is a bigger deal in this because that is actually worth right now $62,000. I don't know if a Brady signed jersey. I mean, he's been in the league a lot of time. There's probably a lot of signed Brady jerseys out there. I mean, I don't know how many he signs a year, but I'm going to go just guess that there are hundreds, maybe even 1,000 at this point. I mean, he's been in the league for
I would have asked for that game's jersey, right?
2 years.
I mean, if you can leverage stuff, I mean, hey, you keep the football, give me your jersey, your war.
I mean, think about how many jerseys does Brady sign a year?
I don't know. It depends on the deals he has.
50 at least?
Yeah, he probably does a lot of charity stuff.
You know,
right?
And also, you get 18 game worn jerseys on average because either when he goes to the Super Bowl or not. So yeah, because usually the game worn jerseys are worth the most.
How long do game worn jersey is he getting a new jersey every game?
No.
Yeah. And sometimes at halftime they switch out the jerseys.
Oh, Brady, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, yeah. And they're giving them because all that is valuable. They usually,
right. So most players, though, if you're just regular, league minimum, how often are you getting a new jersey?
Every game it's a new jersey.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a brand new jersey every game.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool,
and
right?
The NFL
and sometimes you get, depending on how, like if you're a receiver or if you're a defensive lineman that gets it torn, or if you're too sweaty, they'll switch it out and give you a brand new one for the same game at halftime.
Yeah, and they're new shoes, new cleats, everything's new because it's all like once it's game worn, it's all worth money and there's tons of charity aspects. But look up one signed Brady jersey to see what it is. But
$600.
The Bitcoin thing I found interesting because I was like, man, it's a brilliant thing. And now maybe Brady didn't think about this, but I think he's a pretty smart guy. But by Brady giving the guy a Bitcoin, right? Now, I imagine Brady probably has a ton of Bitcoin.
Well, it wasn't even his. He literally, tweeted at the company to hook the guy up with a Bitcoin.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, because he's done...
That's what I was reading.
So, this is even more smart in Brady's
FTX,
case.
cryptocurrency exchange FTX. He said, hey, at FTX official, let's make a trade. Let's get this guy a Bitcoin. He tweeted out on Monday.
But did they give it to him? I'm sure because Brady's been doing commercials for that crypto exchange.
He probably gets a couple of these. Hey, you can gift Bitcoin to someone.
Yeah, but that's a huge gift. Like, is that a $63,000
a real monetary gift?
That could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe $1 million in 10 years. Who knows?
Telling.
Or nothing in 10 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
or it could be really bad and he goes down to nothing.
But I think at this point in time, we all know that the likelihood of it going down to nothing is way, way less than the likelihood of it going to $1 million.
Yeah, but do you give him the football? Because the football is probably worth $500,000, they were saying,
right,
or $600,000. Do you give that football back to Brady for that amount of stuff?
Yeah, I do. I give it back to him no matter what.
It's estimated everything that he did, the fan got, was about $100,000. Versus
so that's a
the
bad
possible
investment
500 could have gotten.
My point is, you're not really. I mean, the guy gave you the football. I mean, what happened to we're all arguing about the monetary gift that this guy should give back. I'm thinking whatever. I mean, if you gave me anything, a gesture, I'm not guaranteed anything, and that's his football. 600. He's the 600 club, right?
Mike Evans gave it to me. I'm sorry, I might keep it.
No, I wouldn't do that. You just
it's not yours. It's Brady's. He accomplished 600.
You're just sitting there watching the game. You just hand it back.
Touchdowns. Yeah.
It's no big deal.
Also, that $500,000 number is just some estimate, some media source made up. There's no way to really know what it's worth until you put it for open bid, right? It's only worth what someone's willing to pay for.
Yeah, I'm with Mongo in the chat room. I just hand it back, no big deal. And then if they came to me later and they're giving me jerseys and a football, and then Brady's meeting me or playing golf with them, I'd be like, "This is amazing."
Yeah, you got $100,000 worth of memorabilia and
an
Bitcoin.
Experience. You got an experience.
Yeah. You're fine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's and plus the guy is and this doesn't mean anything other than the guy's I guess a wealthy physician, really good in his craft, and has great seats. He's fine.
He's gonna be fine.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cooler. I mean, I think it's a cooler story to have all the hubbub about it. You gave it back, and then whatever.
Yeah. And it's his accomplishment. That's why it's worth the money because he accomplished a goal that.
What does he do with the football though? Does he keep it at his house?
Yeah.
Brady, he's got a trophy room.
Does he have
I'm
it
sure.
for
or it goes to
every 100?
I'm sure.
You think?
You know why I think this is because when Phil Rollins was in town, owner of or a former owner of Orlando City, I guess still is, he had a trophy room, and everything was organized. It was oh, we win MLS. Here's the cup. Here's the jersey. Here, it's cool. If you get to be, I'm sure Robert Kraft has a Patriots room that he walks in, and it's like you flip a switch and the music plays and all the lights are going. You got a Super Bowl trophy on a swizzle.
I'll never have a trophy room. Neither will EJ. Neither will any of us, probably. Right? Like, what? I mean, what will we accomplish from now to the end of time?
I have a nook at the top of my stairs that has my helmet.
No, that's a sad nook. I'll have a trophy. I'll have a trophy wife as soon as I get rid of this bag I'm married to.
One more story, EJ.
Well, we got to talk about the World Series then, because the World Series starts tonight at 8 o'clock.
And I'm going to be watching it. I'm into baseball.
This is the time to watch baseball.
Yeah, I enjoyed the series with when they were playing the Dodgers. That was really good. Yeah. And my wife's a Braves fan, so I guess I have to be a Braves fan. It's been kind of fun. I enjoy putting it on. The games are really long, but I've been enjoying it. Really good.
You know any gambling information on who's favored?
They're playing in Houston tonight, so I would take the Astros tonight. I think it's like a 2-run differential.
Now
everyone hates the Astros.
Yeah, I was about to say, obviously they had that cheating scandal, and
they're still.
Well, they think they cheated against the Red Sox this year, but they can't prove it.
Well, honestly,
I hate them so much.
Here's the thing: I would bet against them cheating ever again because of obviously they got a microscope on them. So I don't think how would you get away with it? Especially because you now have the moniker of the cheating team, so anything you do is going to be examined. But I'd also argue, like, hey, we made it to the World Series again, even though everybody argued that the only reason they made it last time is because they cheated.
Right.
The fact that they made it this time and seemingly didn't cheat.
It's infuriating to baseball purists.
Yankees fans are furious,
but
for sure.
If I were them, I would make the argument, like, see, it wasn't just about the cheating, and maybe it wasn't. Maybe the cheating gave them a small statistical advantage, but they made it again. And they couldn't have cheated now with the microscope being on them because of they're the Astros.
Yeah, you would hope with everybody. Gwaltney was telling us about how they're trying to improve the integrity of baseball and how this is ruining it.
Well, it's like if you are the person that fails every drug test you take and continues to go back in jail or whatever, like they give you one last time, like, all right, if you fail another drug, most likely that person's going to keep it clean, because they're going to they're going to be on you, they're going to be watching you do the urine test. So they got in without cheating.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're still hated, though, because of their past. They're called the Trastros. At least that's what Andrea's mom calls them. She absolutely despises them.
I'm still not used to them being in the American League.
Yeah.
I remember when they were in the National League.
Yeah, and so we started watching all of this. The chat room's kind of picking up on something that I noticed during the series with the Dodgers. Like, everybody was talking about how good the Dodgers are. LA, oh, look at the pitching core. Look at the Dodgers. And the Braves won. Like, it was weird. Mongo in our Twitch chat room was talking about that. It was like the Dodgers were so good that every game started with them talking about how, Atlanta's got a lot of work to do today. And then Atlanta would do the work. And then they'd win. Mm-hmm. Baseball's weird, man. It is a very odd sport.
Well, you also have people in the media, they gravitate towards certain teams and how good they are, and it artificially inflates their reputation or how good they really are. Look at the Chiefs this year.
Don't talk about it.
Going into the year, everybody's like, Chiefs.
Damn it, Mahomes.
Chiefs obviously number one.
Me too.
And I got to get rid of him.
I heard.
I blame his brother and his wife.
I almost lost this week, and man, I had another guy go inactive an hour before the game. I forget what I picked up, some second or third string running back.
Did you pick up the guy from the Browns, Dinarsto?
No, somebody else did.
I can't remember his name. He had a great game, 142 yards, and it was like his first game. He was playing in like an AAF team like last year.
Yeah,
good on him, man. That's cool.
It looks like they're getting back Hunt at least for this next game. I think he's practicing. But what is that? Where like every smart person, this is not just like regular dilly dad saying like Mahomes, the Chiefs, number one. You know what I'm saying? Like I had no idea. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying like people that know what they're talking about all had the Chiefs as like the number one team going into this year. Like it was like Chiefs, Bucks, like smart people.
Well, look at Madden, the two quarterbacks on the cover, and then they filmed together, which I've never seen before. It was Brady and Mahomes together, and they were like shaking hands and throwing balls to each other, and the whole video is them. Everybody's like, yeah, old versus new, the new guard, the old guy. It's like,
And so, obviously, it just seems like there's a lot more luck involved than we want to admit, because luck is something that we can't quantify. And I feel like normal people are like intimidated by luck because it means like it's something out of your control. So when
we talk about it in here, like it looked like a vibe with Mahomes. You know, we talk about in here if the mindset, if the vibe isn't right, that we'll get done with it and we'll be like, yo, that didn't feel, I couldn't get my back tire to catch. I couldn't feel anything.
Yeah.
He looked like I think we feel when I was watching the game. I'm like, what's wrong with him?
That's what people say, though. But it's like, is that it? Or is it just happenstance during these particular plays and like some bad decisions that, you know, if it wasn't an interception and it was just an incomplete pass, then we wouldn't have thought twice. But it happened to be an interception, so we're like, what's wrong with him?
To me, he looked rushed. To me, he looked frazzled. You know, it looked like overwhelmed, which is the exact opposite for him, right? Like normally,
is Arizona the best team in the NFL though, or do they have just a good schedule that makes it easy for them to win 7 straight games?
Hey, what started?
I mean, the Steelers won 8 games last year, right. And like you wouldn't say that they were. I mean, the roster's pretty much the same, and like even after those 8 games, a lot of people were saying this is all facade. They're not as good as they seem, and then we saw it happen. So it's like, but. With Arizona, it does seem like they've put together a team and put the veterans in place with J.J. Watt, and they have a quality QB.
DeAndre Hopkins and Kyle Murray.
Yeah, they got a younger coach, and people seem to say that he knows what he's doing. I have no idea. Like, the coach thing is weird to me, too, because I literally...
And Larry Fitzgerald's still there. No, I'm kidding.
Well, they replaced him
it wouldn't surprise me, though.
He could have been, right? I mean, that guy, Larry Fitzgerald, when he retired, right? Wasn't he like 57 years old or something?
Yeah,
and he just lost 1/2 a step.
Yeah. He was running basically just slant rights instead of go routes.
And receiver, I guess, is it hard?
He was good.
It would obviously be harder to keep up the pace of a receiver. Like, he couldn't do what old EJ's best friend.
Gore.
Yeah, Frank Gore. But he tried.
He wasn't there either.
Who's been the receiver to go the longest? Like a Jerry Rice?
Jerry Rice, I think, went the
somebody like that. Who's the guy?
Yeah.
Who is the receiver that the old timer that I'm running until I'm in my
or
right to 40.
Well, it doesn't happen as much.
It doesn't,
as
doesn't.
But Larry Fitzgerald went
I think
pretty
he's
long
the guy.
in his career. And you see old, like there's YouTube videos of people talking, like other players talking about Larry Fitzgerald and how he catches the ball and like how it's different than any other receiver.
Oh, what does he do? I don't know.
Well, just the fact that they're like, when he catches the ball, you can't hear it hit his hands like you can other
it's like soft hands.
Like it's softer than normal.
He's cradling it like a baby.
Yeah, like the way he catches the ball is different. Like, I saw a YouTube
I think
video.
That's cool, yeah.
But then you see like, he never. I don't think he ever won a Super Bowl or anything.
So
like a lot of players.
I think that's the beef, right? Is it like one of the?
No,
best?
they lost to the Steelers that one Super Bowl. That he was in.
I bet you we don't see too much of that anymore. Like now that like Brady moved, every player that's good and hasn't won a Super Bowl is going to start moving to the teams that can win the Super Bowl because they like. It seems like most players now. They just want that Super Bowl win, especially if they're like elite and have been elite for their careers. They're just going to start finding teams that are Super Bowl bound and jump aboard.
It's really basketball style, right?
Yeah.
It feels very like 10 years ago NBA when we're seeing, what's going on in Miami? And the next thing I know, I'm like, oh my God, why do they have everybody?
Dude, I mean, Rodgers, he's going to go to either Denver. We're going to see the old Watson either go to the Dolphins. And that may happen as soon as November 2nd, by the way. That's the trade deadline. And there's tons of rumors that Watson could be going to the Dolphins.
What'd you call him? Massage Watson.
Just looking at him.
Whoa.
Old massage Watson.
All right, we went 40 minutes again,
Wait,
EJ. Are you happy with yourself? We wanted to make it 20 minutes.
Yeah, and this was a painful 40.
It was.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, because the internet issues. That was the only thing we had, I thought.
A lot of misinformation still.
That and you guys bullying me about the one thing that made me happy for the first time in like 20 years.
What,
You have
meeting
children.
having Ed Reed put his beard on your face?
You had no idea.
You know what? One day I'm going to sit down with your son and I'm going to go, your dad is very proud of you, but not as proud as he is of Ed Reed's beard.
Yeah. And no way Ed Reed is lucid right now. He's he played at a time where it was.
Well, he's sponsored by Crown Royal now. Like,
sure he is.
Yeah. His brain is Swiss cheese.
NFL games.
It was. I mean, he was going head first back in the day where you could do that.
Didn't he?
Yeah. This guy.
He was not a headhunter. He was more of an interception machine. He wasn't like Sean Taylor was. He was a free safety, not a strong safety.
Yeah, but I mean, still, you took way more hits to the head than you do nowadays. So it's Swiss cheese for sure. All right, EJ, get the hell out of here.
All right, we'll talk to you
love
soon.
you guys. Bye.
All right, we love you too. All right, I got to find the button for him. I want to know where it is. I don't have to shut him off.
No,
there,
God.
finally. Okay, got it.
Well, it went too long in that one. We need to make them 20 minutes.
I've been saying.
It's just we spend too much time making fun of them. So,
well, that part I like.
I know. Maybe it should just be us making fun of them for 20 minutes, and then that's it. No stories, nothing.
Well, right when he gets to start it, we'll go, we got to go to break, so hold your story, and then I'll just hang up with him, and then we'll just...
Maybe we do a segment where people tell us their biggest accomplishments.
And we crap on it?
We crap on it and we say how it's not that impressive. I like that.
Let's call it not that good.
Yeah.
Let's start setting this up, Sam. I feel like we're going to be able to find... It's going to be easy to find people, because who wouldn't want to call into a radio show, tell us your greatest accomplishment, and then we'll poke holes in it.
Like, I could break all my accomplishments down to the point where they're unimpressive. Anything I've ever done.
Me too.
I think so too.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could do that with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, what's your greatest accomplishment?
Still having a wife?
That one I can't even break down because that's
impressive.
That's impressive.
But I feel like that's magic, or that just makes her dumb. Right?
Yeah. That's
magic or her dumb.
Yeah. That's more of a slight to her than it is to you.
Because people say it. Like, I did a teacher conference the other day wearing a Run the Jewels shirt that told you how to wash your hands, but using their rap lyrics. And had the F word and the C word for girl parts all over it.
Okay, yeah. That's
not good.
Yeah. They're probably like, these people won the lottery.
Yeah, they do think that. They do think that.
All right, bye-bye.